What is good? Soundsponge Radio.
Yo.
Final episode of 2020. We're here, baby.
We had 2 years.
I'm
We
sad.
made it.
It's sad.
We made it. Humming our way into 2021 like, na, 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 na.
2021.
Yo, welcome back, everybody.
I hit that.
Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello to everybody on Twitch. And hello to everybody who will be listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts tomorrow. It is your host at Soundsponge Radio, 10th member, also known as Sir, the homies.
Nick, a.k.a. Kim Beats, glad to be here with y'all. Last episode 2020. Cheers to that, my brothers.
Hey. Hey.
Jay Sounds, but you can call me Jeff because we fam, man.
Whoa, sipping on this great notion. This shit is fantastic.
That great potion.
What's up, everybody? We are back for a fun episode. This is a special episode without a doubt. Man, I want to catch up, but I want to jump straight into it. We'll play catch up a little bit. How's everybody been this week?
Yeah, it's been a week. Come on.
Yeah,
you want to
so
know how I've
good.
been doing?
How you
I
been?
mean, man, I'm getting these man hands working outside. I stopped working with my gloves for this last week. Random as shit, but you know.
hard.
My hands are getting hard.
Oh, shit.
Calluses and shit.
You like the thing in Fantastic Four.
Literally, I'm looking down, I'm like, damn.
How about you, Jeff, man? How's the work? How's the work, man? How's the baby? How's Nico?
Everything's good. Nico's out here learning, growing like crazy. I need to fucking work on my posture, just being in a chair for fucking.
Oh, yeah, me too.
hours a day.
Damn, why you say that beginning of the episode? Now I'm like,
But
how do I
you know,
look?
Looking good, man. It's a good week. I actually thoroughly enjoyed these listens.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's-
Absolutely.
I'm really happy.
Man, it has
Great timing.
been a chill week on my end, too. I just been relaxing. Started watching new anime. Talk about that at the end. I'm finding a bunch of clarity. For those who don't know, I recently quit smoking weed. I know that sounds kind of whack and soft, but when you smoke an ounce to 2 ounces a week for fucking 10 years, it does something to you, man. And I'll tell you, this is an amazing week, man. Both these albums were great listening time, especially where I'm at in my headspace right now, man. Shit, dude. We got a lot on our plate, actually, and there's a lot that I've been paying attention to the past week. First off, I can't tell you everything yet or spill the beans, but shout out to my man Ezra. We are working on a very special project for those who are not already in the Soundsponge Discord. We're working on a super special project. We got the ground floor on an amazing plugin from Ezra and our team at Audio Cypher. Can't tell you too much yet, but I've also shown my co-hosts, and it's the juice.
Yeah, I want to go home right now and make a beat right now with that shit.
It's literally
It is
the
fuego.
damn juice. Like, I cannot stress it enough. And in other news, man, we it's not part of our listening, but oh man, I also been paying attention to Mario Judah. Well, he
Dude's
came
going
for
crazy.
He's coming for Cardi's neck. Yeah.
He better drop that. I mean, he better drop that shit.
Oh yeah. I pray he drops a whole lot of
Better
red
drop
this week. He really needs it. And besides that, man, I just been chilling and having a fun time with this music this week. I don't even know which one to start on. So
Let's start
leave
with
that on you.
Hawlow. Let's start
leave
with
that on
Hawlow.
you. Yeah.
Start with Hawlow.
Okay, bro. Can I just say, grand statement. Cuddy, or not Cuddy. Harlow's here to stay. Like, sorry, the beat got me. The beat got me.
Humming on some
I was like, yo, you're humming, bro. No,
Sitting these
Harlow, bro. Harlow's here to stay. And I'm gonna open the door with that. But I'm gonna let you guys take the lead on this one.
Hollow's here to stay. I mean, this is what, his debut album?
Mhm.
So, I listened to Harlow. The first song I listened to Harlow was this Bryson Tiller. I forgot the song.
Oh, that track. He's in his tank top, looking all fucking
He's into some tank
country
top,
boy
and
skinny.
like butterflies in the cover art, some shit. But I mean, so I just thought he was like some singer white dude, you know. So
Yeah.
hearing these bars on this album, pretty good. I can understand why you say he's here to stay, as he's the only, not pulling the race card here, but token white boy left in the rap game.
Yeah, he's a token boy. I mean, we got Marlon and
Token
stuff,
white
but
rapper.
we got some lyricists, but
in the
I know what
light,
you mean
in
in the
the
mainstream.
limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we listen to Russ last week?
Yes.
This is a weird coincidence, but this is 2 weeks in a row that the artists that we listen to were introduced to me by getting in a fight with the artist I knew before.
I didn't hear about that.
Because
You gotta enlighten me.
Because fucking Russ got into it with Guap Dad. I knew Guap Dad first.
Oh yeah, I hate
That was
that
a while
story. I
ago.
know,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's
I'm
on
a
video.
WAP Dad
Well,
fan.
didn't they jump him or
No,
something?
was some bullshit.
It was a
Forgot some
weird
shit.
scuffle.
It was a weird
ass
confrontation.
scuffle. Then after that, Russ got into it. I knew Russ was because of that, and then Russ got into it with Harlow at a celebrity basketball game.
Like into it?
Well, just gotta watch the video. It's a scuffle. Obviously got broken up.
Really?
Yeah, it's a celebrity basketball game. Like it was like Harlow squad. You know what I mean? Versus.
Oh,
Russ's
you know
squad.
what? I actually do remember that video.
You pull it up. But
So-
anyways,
Yeah.
What's so
it's just a
crazy?
weird
It was
coincidence.
like
Yo,
a-
what's so crazy about that is like, is like, how could you attack someone like Jack Harlow?
I mean, how
He's,
can
he seems pretty damn chill.
yeah, he does.
And on top of that, on Harlow's end, how you even want to fight with Russ when like, I'm sorry, but Drake and Russ, they sunned you.
Yeah.
That he is the clear creation, and not saying he has no talent. That's all his own.
Yeah.
But he's clearly the creation of this generation of sing-song rappers.
Yeah. He on this album, I have to like look really back into it, but I don't know a rapper that sounded so confident in their sound on a debut album like this.
I'm the king of my city. Co-signed by Diddy.
But he's very confident in his sound. You know, it's like almost like he fucking found his sound before he even like made his album, which
Yeah.
is weird, right? Because most people like create their sound with I don't know.
No, I know what you mean.
Sounds like he has it down.
It doesn't sound like a debut album.
Yeah, I mean, even if you listen to like Thank Me Now
Mhm.
or Thank Me Later, like
It lacks that a certain polish.
it's not cohesive, right?
Did you guys hear Confetti?
Yeah.
By Harlow.
Yeah, of course.
How'd you guys think of that?
Up to this point, honestly, I haven't really heard a song from him that I truly disliked. That I was like, I'm against this.
Yeah.
I like Confetti. I think Post would have went on that pretty well. I think it'd be weird though, because he already did Congratulations, and Confetti is kind of like another party thing. But I feel like I've been saying that a lot. I've been like, Post would sound great on that. But it's true, man. And also back to what we started, bro. Post and Mario Judah need to get in the studio together, because that was gonna go stupid. But back to what you were saying. Every time he comes out with a swing, before the album, I was like, okay, he's great at singles. It's great. But the whole thing, I've never said this before, the whole thing feels like a single in a great way.
Yeah.
And I don't think Drake even does that. And what I mean by that is, even when there's great songs, on Scorpion,
Yeah. This is a long album.
it was a long album, but like Sandra's Rose, that's my favorite song on there, but in no way would I be like, this sounds like a single.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, even though it's a great song. From start to finish, this is like a giant radio fucking cut.
Yeah.
And I love the intro, straight off the bat, straight off the rip. Like, I
Rendezvous?
love Rendezvous. Yeah, like he did his thing, absolutely. What does he say? I became exactly what I wanted to. I became a millionaire at 22. Like, it's just straight out the gate, that confidence. Like you said, you don't know where that comes from, but it feels so real.
Hit Boy.
You think that? I mean, shit. You're opening the track with Hit Boy. Yeah, I mean, you gotta feel a little bit something. That's another great thing,
On your
dude.
debut album?
On your debut album,
I mean, after the year that Hit Boy is
Hit Boy
at,
is-
like, come on.
unstoppable at this point, and proving that he can do all facets of rap. So that's a whole episode in itself. Like, we're gonna have to review his 2020 catalog, because that dude went all the way stupid. He got a track with Big Sean and Fivio Foreign, and he's rapping. It's his single. Bro, I can't wait for the next Hit Boy solo album. Like,
Yeah, it might be. I was just gonna mention a producer of the year, along with the album of the year, but she might already took that crown.
We'll discuss that next.
He might already took that crown.
For real. I mean, there's a lot of work, though, to be there. People been putting in work this year. Needless to say, people think that COVID ruined the industry. I say the opposite. Yes, we've lost money, but I think it revamped it. I think hip-hop is alive and well more than ever right now. I do want to start going down the track list, though. It's funny because I quoted the Face of My City. That might be my least favorite song on the album. It's not a bad thing.
High octane single. I liked it. That song was fire. I mean, the Lil Baby verse, he matched with Lil Baby.
I thought the Lil Baby verse was weak.
They
I
went
love
crazy.
Baby.
I don't really like.
We turned the angel right into a kill, or we turned the killer right into an angel. Like, that
Dude.
was hard.
I think Baby
That was
always
hard.
goes, and maybe it's because he went so hard the rest of the year. I feel like it was Baby's weakest verse of the year.
But is that? I thought he was done with features.
I hope it's not the last one, because I just don't think that's the proper bow out. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't bad though, and like maybe that's just a product of Lil Baby starting to reach this top tier of like, oh man, I don't know about that. Like, it's kind of like Roddy. Like, I do not expect a bad Roddy verse ever. And like, for instance, if I had to say his worst verse of the year, it'd be Rockstar. But is that a bad verse? Because for me, he made the song too. So
True.
it's
And
not a
that
bad
was probably
verse.
one of his biggest songs this year
Absolutely.
because of that.
Absolutely.
How popular it got, but
Like, and then, so we move straight into it, and we get to 21C Delta.
that's
And,
probably
like,
my favorite song.
Bro, the whole thing,
Awesome Drake, though.
people aren't realizing how good he is with making this cohesive project. Rendezvous, and then he says, Face of My City, and then 21C Delta entering into this moment of like, yo, I've touched down / I'm taking off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. I'm fucking here.
I mean, my favorite part of that was like, I played my first hit before it dropped. You were in the driver's seat, and I was on the aux. You made that stank face. That's how I knew it was hot. And I was like, man, he's got this really talking to you down already.
One way. Okay, so I talked to 10th member about this earlier. I couldn't really pinpoint his style or his steez,
He's talking.
but I just found out the word for it now. Smooth.
Yeah.
That dude he's super smooth with the way he the way he
Smooth
spits
operator.
his bars. Yeah, they're not. So one reason why I didn't like, or I don't like Jack Harlow, it's not like that I don't like him, but his bars were never wow to me. But they're always smooth and they're always like, damn, they're really good though. I don't know.
the
It's
way
hard to
I
explain
put
that.
it is, it's almost like home cooking, right?
Yeah.
It's not fine luxury dinner unless you're, Michelin chef. Even then, you don't probably want to cook that and take all the work at home. But when you get good home cooking, you know what I mean? It's just comfortable and it's just easily digestible and it feels good. And that's what it is. Like, he's not spitting so hard that you have to like really
That's a really
digest
good
and sit
analogy,
on these
though.
bars. You know what I mean? You're not freaking.
They're good enough. Not good enough, but they're good. Like, if other rappers said these bars, I don't know if it would hit.
Because
hard.
but also some of these rappers that you say that,
They probably wouldn't even say
wouldn't
it like him though.
exactly, their
Like,
sound isn't just, it's a sound. It's a whole ass vibe, man. Both
Yo,
these albums were listening to.
My thing though is he can do that all day because he's not a fucking little prick. And what I mean by that is like he's not like all these other rappers who's
All
like,
right.
I'm the best rapper. Like he wasn't like I'm the king in my city, co-signed by Diddy. I'm the best like Biggie, like ever. He never says shit like that.
Okay, shutting this shit up.
He said hard nigga, I'm
Exactly.
shitty.
Exactly, like he
Hotel some biddy.
Bro, he knows
Got her doing my
exactly
biddings.
where the fuck he's at. And the thing is, if he produces 3 albums like that, that's when he can start to Drake out.
Drake.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like he can, and I think he's got bars tucked, bro.
Well, yeah, because it's funny because I think everyone that writes has bars that they are ready to say when they hit a certain point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not about here to be like saying, oh, I'm in the Bugatti, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean?
No, when I say he's a
well,
smooth operator though, like he's almost in a lane of his own.
Yeah.
That's what I.
When
That's
you
what I
get,
meant to say.
when you get there, though, you will be dropping those
I don't
bars,
know.
right?
I feel it.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll spit some shit in the future, like Young Hawlow. I remember when the bar was low, like like you know what I mean? He don't spit like that multi-flow all the time, but he spits that casual, like, and he's not in your face punching you. He's not a Conway. You know what I mean? Like he's not a Conway.
Because
Hint,
Conway's got
But
that. Though. He
Conway,
lives that life.
exactly. That's what you're looking for in him. And now he's done it. He's thrown himself on the board. If he was a dart, figuratively speaking, he's thrown himself on there. And I would say it's a fucking bullseye.
Yeah.
You see that people are listing in the top 10 albums of the year?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it's not because of the lyrical content. It's because you can play the whole fucking thing. And I know people, like, that sounds weird, but people forget the value of a cohesive project.
It's funny because it's like, you know, if Drake wrote or Drake and Trey dropped Successful right now, you'd be like, motherfucker, you've been successful for 10 years.
Successful.
But since they dropped it on that mixtape before everything, you're like, damn, this song really hits.
You were familiar with the feeling and you felt like he was living it with you. And like, so that's why I go back to the album order. 21C Delta, into Funny Seeing You Here.
That's probably my favorite song.
Bro,
Hands down. And
I am so sorry to
That girl
to anyone I have wronged or crossed paths with, but this is so relatable. The whole track, and this goes to show the human level that people want in their artists, man. Like, he is so human here. He's like, you know, and the feeling that it's so simple. This is why he doesn't need to be lyrical, because some bars hit harder when they're not crazy lyrical. And like the part where he's like, I don't know whether to say hi or just smile, like, could I still get you tonight? Like, bro, at one point, everyone has felt that or crossed the paths with someone during a bad break or a breakup or something, and even during simple breaks, you know, like last time that, you know, me and a girl had a bad moment, like, even that simple, like, you're like, fuck, I don't even know how to handle seeing you, like, anywhere.
because, like, where did you leave off?
Where'd you leave off? And exactly, and I think that's perfect, because he goes straight from the I'm taking off, and then the human reality of like, but these things don't ever leave your life.
They still happen.
No matter how big you get, these shit never leaves your life. Guaranteed, in the past 10 years, Drake has run into someone and been like, holy shit, it's you.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing in Calabasas?
Well, he's had a lot of bars like that too.
Yeah. Shout out to Tiffany Stephanie.
Like
She
that
used to always come check for
that
me.
bar. I forgot what song is one of his recent songs where he's like, yeah, you know that hug that you give to someone that you fucked before, but you didn't tell your mans.
Yeah.
Like at the club. It's like,
Yeah,
Drake.
I won't mess up the bar,
like,
but
Lil
no,
Baby
yeah,
knows
you know,
that.
yeah, I don't want to mess up the bar either, but you know what I'm talking about.
That's why I say he's been studying Drake. He knows,
yeah,
bro.
he said, ask when you got in town. You said that you've been in town. That's fucked up. You wasn't going to hit me looking like this. You thought you wasn't going to tempt me. It's just like, fuck. Those are just moments that you are just, that's not even a bar, right?
It's not a bar,
But he's laying
but it's
out
an emotion.
he's laying it out for you.
This is new school rap. It's not all bars. Sometimes it's emotion. You're
But if you could do it while barring out too, though, I'm not going to.
Yeah, people will call one statement a bar, and it can be a bar,
but that's a whole
but
last
it'll
couple
just be
sentences.
so relatable and so natural.
And you're like, whoa,
It's
what
so
the fuck?
smooth, and then that's what I think he does.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why. And that's this whole time I've been trying to figure it out. It's like, dude, he doesn't wow me. He doesn't have to wow you lyrically.
Not
He'll
at all.
just wow you with just what he says and the way he says it, almost like some smooth operator shit, man.
Yeah. On the next
I
thing
fuck
though
with
is
Kid.
so he's talking about you're at the heart of the party. Okay, you're there. Then the next song, Way Out.
Yeah.
Like
one of my favorite songs.
This might be the most meticulously planned album of the year. And I'm not saying it's the
yeah.
album of the year.
Yeah.
But besides Givion's short project,
Yeah.
name another project that goes start to finish, seeming like it's one fucking event through life. This year,
I'll have to get
besides
back to you
Unlocked,
on that.
besides Unlocked with
I was gonna
Kenny,
say that
it took a video
or-
though. It took a video to make you feel that adventure.
You're really not gonna talk about the other album that we're about to talk about?
Obviously that, but I'm gonna get to that. I don't think it's as cohesive.
I agree with you on that. Actually.
I feel like
I think this
Cudi's
is more
the
cohesive.
magic of Man on the Moon was like it felt. Oh, I don't even want to get into that. We'll get into that.
Okay, I'll
You don't-
disagree
but
with
you
that.
don't have to put it in.
You can disagree with me though. Yes.
I disagree because it's almost like like that whole other album. I know we're gonna get into it, but it felt like Astroworld to me, where like, you know how if you're at a concert and you miss a certain song on an album,
You're
you're
like,
like,
fuck.
but you could pop in at any time of Astroworld and be like, this is fucking amazing, because it's just one whole thing. It's like a whole ass mood. I know that sounds fucking cliche, but like Man on the
it's
Moon.
Literally what Travis went for was the whole ass mood. So we got a whole episode on Astroworld, man. I don't give a damn. People, you can say what you want about the dude, but
Man, it makes
Dude.
great music.
makes great music. He is the second generation's Kid Cudi, the next great Scott.
Yeah.
So we'll get on to that. But you really liked that Big Sean song, didn't you, Nick?
That Big Sean was hard.
He had a bar, but it wasn't really a bar. We'll get into it.
Yeah, my favorite bar was Big Sean's last bar about covered up tattoos.
Which one? Say that shit.
Oh man,
I know what you're talking about.
I have to look it up.
The whole time though, like, I think Sean kind of bodied him, but in the right way.
He said, well, because he makes breakup songs all day fucking long.
I know him
That
and
is
Gene
Sean.
are like going through it 24/7. They're a whole ass movie.
I don't know. Their chemistry though is crazy. Big Sean
Yeah.
and Jack Harlow, I can feel that
Yeah.
like in their songs.
When he said,
I found it. Hold on.
Go ahead,
Just let me
go
say it. Just like the girls who got my name tatted and covered up, I know deep down under the surface is still there. Like,
Yeah, that's simple Big Sean shit. But like,
before he said that, he kind of put it more into context. He said, "What happened to the feelings and love that we still share?" Like, and then he said that bar.
my favorite part was,
Kind of butchered it.
I let her give me some advice like I need some.
you're like, go ahead, talk to me.
I fucking.
Those
I'm
ones
not
go
saying,
kind of over my head.
babe, I'm not doing that
It's
with
too
you,
short.
but I know exactly this is a very relatable feeling.
I love that Harlow. That's another thing that he touches on. The whole thing is like, I'm doing this. Who the fuck telling me how to do it?
Well, he's following the
Like
right
when he
people.
said the thing about like they always want to tell me what song I ought to drop and shit like that during the album. I'm like, yo, that's so hard. He's like, back the fuck up, like, and that's that confidence. That's that bravado of like, shh, bro, who the fuck gonna tell me how to do this right when I'm doing it right?
Bro, these songs were like 3 minutes, but they were like, they didn't feel like 3 minutes, like 2-3 minutes, and like they were like the perfect amount of time, right?
Yes. So no album comes without criticism. We do get to the next track. Chris Brown,
You don't
already
like that
best
song?
friends. I think the song is
That chorus
meh.
is hard.
The chorus is fucking
Chorus is- they already
I think
best
Chris
friends,
Brown.
already best
I didn't.
friends,
I'm
like,
not. Maybe
come
I'm not
on,
a Chris
bro.
Brown like fan in this.
Okay,
sense.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I skipped the Chris Brown part on like my third or fourth listen on the song. I just like the chorus, bro.
He
Yeah.
said,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
said fuck it up. 11-11. Baby, make a wish. I was like, damn.
Bro, Jeff Love's like
Go
hella
in.
relevant, has like small bars.
Go
That's the epitome of Jack Harlow, though. He'll say some shit that's so fucking relatable, almost to the point where it's like, bro, I wish I could spit that, but I didn't, but I have. It's like 11-11, make a wish. Yeah, but he put that in the song, so
But
it's
exactly.
fire as fuck,
You're like,
yeah.
it's that next level of connectivity, man. You say that shit when you're freestyling. You're like, that was corny. You know what I mean? Like when I say something like, oh, and I tell him it's no cap, but I'm pushed to the brim. He want to talk shit, but I'm stitching up his lips. Like
Yeah.
that, like,
And you're like, damn, that's a bar.
I'm like, but then I'm like, oh, but it's not bar enough for songs. But then you forget that's part of hip hop is showmanship, master of ceremonies, MC. And yo, I cannot wait to catch the Hawlow tour. I ain't fucking kidding. We are going.
When there is one.
Yo, and exactly like his old shit, bro. And his old shit, I went through his old shit, bro. Please listen to I wanna see some ass. I wanna Ciroc in a puff puff pass. Like he's a fool, bro. He's a fool, and I like that. Not a fool. He's a fool.
He's a fool. Nah, he's not a fool. He's from Louisville. He's a fool.
He's a fool.
He's a fool.
He's a fucking good time though, man.
I will
I
say
like that.
this before we go further. I think it's early enough to say if there is a Jack Harlow tour or however long this COVID-19 shit ends. I think it's still early enough to say he could be washed away before that happens. Because
That's crazy.
You don't think this put enough of
You don't think this
imprint?
put enough of a dent though?
I mean,
What would be the steps do you think that could ruin his career? Would
so
it
I'm
be?
trying to think what would be the home run. But I'm like,
So I will tell you this. I think the proof is in the fact that there are better white lyricists, but not doing better numbers that showcase that he is here to stay.
Damn, well, numbers is such a hard thing.
I
though.
know that's bullshit, but it's not.
It's not, but it. Oh man, that's
Yes,
so fucking
Chomp
hard.
was nicer. You could even go as far to say that Logic's album before he left, not lyrically was nicer, but flow and production was top tier.
I think Logic would.
And
spit-
let's
spit
not
his
forget
ass
that
off.
also A$AP Rock released an album this year, one of my favorite MCs, and it did not meet the bar production-wise. It did bar-wise for me. But this is it. This is the same shit where it's like, yo, if Drake drops that album right before the end of the year, and then anyone else in his vein, it doesn't matter if he bars out, because he's just so confident. He's gonna drop the bravado, he's gonna drop the energy, and he's gonna drop all the fucking meme-worthy shit.
He's going to.
It's the same shit though as Harlow being like, I'm more mentionable than you.
Bro, I remember.
Like when he talked about, like, I can pull anyone for the What's Poppin' remix.
Yeah, he can. He's got a bunch of artists trying to hit him up.
That's what I mean. Like that was a pick of the litter moment. It was like, oh shit, whatever, dog, was popping.
The
Like,
Baby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne.
like
That was a good pick.
I'll say I'll pass on the Tory verse, but
When
he was somebody
before he got it, like
even then,
it
bro,
was
that
good.
verse ass. Tory Lanez type of nigga that says
He did
nigga.
that shit in all one breath.
Tory
Yo,
Lanez the type of
awesome
nigga
shit.
that says nigga over 50 times on a diss
Because
track
he did. It's 'cause
against
he did.
Joyner. Come on, bro. Man, he was somebody dirt.
He has just more of a presence
Canada,
than Joyner.
Well, that's.
Canada.
So what I said before, I didn't mean to no
Canada.
disrespect, because
Just kidding.
Harlow's fire. I like his music. I like.
What do you
I
think
like
could
his-
take? What do you think?
I'm just saying. I think the ball's in his court. He's 22.
Okay,
Bro,
okay.
bro, still has time to fuck it up.
I know.
Absolutely.
Just like anyone though. So
I mean,
I'm
even-
kinda just
even on
saying
the
it in a way
sense-
to raise controversy.
Yeah, well,
because we have to.
Something that people definitely have like that he actually did catch some light flack for keeping Tory on the verse.
I know. But I believe.
I think
What do
he
you
should-
believe,
under.
Jeff?
My-
What do you believe?
I don't think he should have took him off. My bad.
No.
Because the Meg diss is out there, so now it's a part of history. And like you can't renege on it.
You can see the rise and downfall of Tory.
Yeah, and the part where
Lanez.
she's like, "You're not popping, you're just on the remix." I was like, "Oh God, damn."
But then that's technically throwing shots at the Baby and Lil Wayne.
No, you just kind of. Yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way. But we know who she was talking.
If,
Yeah, but we all knew who she was talking about.
That's true. I wouldn't even step in that territory if I was both of that. I'd be like,
The wave,
she would definitely not talking to Wayne that way.
the way he gets washed up is by a bigger wave. And what I mean by that, Drake drops tomorrow. Cole drops his album fucking sometime next month.
Oh, it's over. No one's listening.
No one's listening to this shit.
Harlow's album.
The bigger wave. I mean, we fucking have an album that you already think an album of the year. You know, I don't even know if you spun it yet.
I know exactly what my album of the year is, and I ain't gonna talk about it yet.
But-
You already said his name though.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Oysters.
All right, bro.
But what I'm saying is like that's the way I see it getting washed up.
Damn,
If
that is a great
bigger
point. But
I'm
is
still
that a
gonna go
product-
to the concert.
is
I'll tell you
is that a product of COVID though? Because if the bars were open, bro, this shit's spinning.
Yeah, but so would a bunch of other shit.
Cole ain't spinning in the club.
No,
Ty
he'd
Dolla
have
Sign
one
shit.
song. I guarantee
Ty
he's gonna
Dolla
have
Sign
something.
shit would be spinning.
You
right
think
now.
he's gonna hit? You think he's gonna? I don't know, bro. With the climb and then the fucking the cymbal on ice, he spit so hard.
Oh, in the club though, I don't
He's
think that'd
had
be a
some.
club
What
banger.
is the club banger?
He said, "And see when I flip like exclamation points."
C as in like
See,
Spanish.
as in
Everyone,
Spanish.
when everyone in the club's not gonna be
Triple-
like,
Everyone's gonna be like, "Hey!"
Yeah, triple
exclamation point lyricism.
Yo, but I mean,
that'd be us at the bar.
Revenge of the
know.
Dreamers had shit that was popping off in the club. There's gonna be a shit ton
Yeah.
of something. And you know who's
There's
gonna be
gonna be
popping off the
I
something.
mean,
club?
sadly, when clubs open up, I feel like the only new stuff is gonna be playing
Drake is gonna be fucking popping off in the club.
I don't think Drake is gonna drop his album until
this year.
Until
You don't think so?
I don't think he's gonna drop it this year.
I have a feeling it's coming out tomorrow. So at 12 o'clock.
I don't know if his word is his bomb. Didn't he say he was gonna drop it?
He didn't. He said that he's planning to. But with the Nike drop tomorrow, I mean, that's not really my shit.
I think
Wait,
it would
there's a
be.
Nike- oh,
yes,
those
the
shits.
Nocta drop comes tomorrow. Hear me out. I think he should drop not the album, but I know he's got a lot of loosies.
single?
Imagine if he dropped a
Drop a
mixtape
single.
called OVO Nocturnal to drop with the Nocta clothing line.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, Drake better hit you up, man.
Like that is
And then
that's
just
way
go-
sicker than
then just
Adidon
makes-
for
then-
Adidas.
Then just goes independent and all that.
like
Man, that's a good lead into that
Bro.
shit, bro.
that would be crazy.
Did you know
If-
he's already off of Young Money?
that's insane, but
He's
he
been
hasn't
off Young
decided what he's
Money.
gonna do.
Yeah, he's been off Young Money for a while. Since 2018.
Did you hear what that Lil Wayne $100 million proposal had? Or
It was
had
Drake's
Drake
masters.
and Nicki Minaj's masters in there or some shit?
Yeah.
He tried to sell him.
No, it was sold.
Yeah,
Part
the
of-
100
part of
million.
His Young
master.
Money Masters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the end of a friendship type shit.
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But I mean, for me, someone sells my fucking masters, I'm like, bro.
If you don't cut me 100 mil,
Yeah,
or
for
some of that
real.
100 mil,
But
what
fuck,
the
100 mil.
fuck?
100 mil is nothing to Drake. He made 86 million on the Migos tour alone.
But, so that's what
And that
is
was a minute
confusing.
ago.
That's what's confusing me is why didn't Drake buy it?
He probably
There's a
didn't want
loophole
it.
in there.
He probably didn't
I
want
don't
it.
know.
Or
Birdman has to agree to it too.
yeah, he probably couldn't.
Why
Same
wouldn't
way that-
Birdman agree with that? Drake and Bird
I mean,
be cool. from what I've
Birdman
understood.
didn't let fucking Wayne free to
Yeah,
sign
but-
with Jay.
But Drake
So
and
why
Baby
would he
be
let
cool.
Why would he let Drake do it?
But they sell it to Sony? That's weird.
Sony is notoriously vicious to rap artists too. Besides like Tyler Creator.
Yeah, Odd Future.
Yeah, shout out to them. They fucking finagled their way.
Bro, I watched this. I hate to go off topic, but I watched this Funk Flex freestyle. All
Yeah, he's
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny. He roasted the hell out of
He said-
Flex.
What made you spit that verse?
Hey, whoa, no,
Oh
whoa.
my god!
Hey, hold on.
I watched the whole thing because I didn't know there was extra.
No,
He
there's a
went-
lot.
The whole freestyle he
It's
was
so
going at Flex like
funny.
me
Some
and Flex.
sus ass shit.
Me and Flex
He said-
kissing under the
Bro,
bridge.
he
Fucking-
said something like, "I got a new house, Flex. You wanna come?" I said, "Flex, you wanna come?" He said it twice. I was dead.
Yo, Tyler is someone that I would definitely want to bring up. I feel like everybody forgets that Igor was released this year.
Yeah.
Was it released?
Yes, bro.
I thought
that might be
that
one,
might
that
be
might be
album
album of the year too.
too.
I totally forgot. That is totally in the rankings.
You know who he needs to do an album with?
Mm.
Him and Vince.
Staples?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That'd be a good ass
fucking
combination.
dope ass album.
I think it would work because Vince and Earl and Mac were all close.
Yeah.
So-
I feel like they did a song too.
I don't think so.
That'd be
Well,
fucking
Vince
dope.
used to be a part of Odd Future, didn't he? No, not Vince Staples. Who was it that left? Casey Veggies.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that fool.
It used to be dope.
I mean,
him and Rocky Fresh.
I do like Rocky Fresh.
When he was rocking with Div,
Casey Veggies
Pac
and
Div.
Rocky Fresh, that mixtape, that Sacrifice song.
Yeah.
I missed it, bro.
Miss Div. I fuck with Like. If you guys do not listen, if you don't remember the Pac, was Like killing it so.
I was gonna, dude. The
Beats.
Pac members are still making music, bro.
No, not
Pac
the
Div.
Pac. Pac Div.
Oh, okay.
A little bit before your time, bro.
Maybe not.
Not neither end was he was growing up around that.
It's almost to the point where like it is, but I was
But it
like
isn't.
5 years fucking old or some
Bro,
shit.
Antifreeze is my shit.
Because I know Tupac, but he can't. But I was born in
Yeah,
'95.
yeah. There's some.
So it's like I was just listening to it. My other.
I mean, it's the same thing. Kareem is the GOAT to some, MJ the GOAT to some, Kobe the GOAT to some, LeBron the GOAT to some.
Were you watching
That's like the greatest.
The best bar ever was that J. Cole. What does he say? Oh fuck! Not that they act like two legends can't coexist. Another great thing he says. Oh, you never play me like LeBron versus Jordan. 20 years from now, wonder who they gonna say is more important. Both changed the game. Came through and made a lane. And he's like, whatever about being better. Like, bro, like,
same.
yeah.
Were you listening to Dom Kennedy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like you had to have some div at that time.
At some point, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I've listened to
yeah.
But I'm a div
Yeah.
stan. 'cause
Oh yeah,
I
that
fuck
div is the shit.
Pac Div.
Make the way shit.
But so Harlow.
Yeah, back to that track list, bro. I'm sorry, we got a little carried away, but it's all for the love of
That
music.
tends to happen a lot.
It's
in
all for the love
Soundsponge
of music,
Radio,
though,
if
bro.
You haven't listened already.
So straight back to the track list. Keep it light. I think that is the embodiment of him.
Keeping it light.
Keeping it light. Keeping it fucking light.
Of course, it's
Simple.
lit too.
Yeah, he's just here. He's just here doing his fucking
just
thing,
here,
like
hey.
hitting a little swing, you know.
He'll
Looking like-
get a little.
Look at
crazy
exactly.
at times,
Exactly.
but-
He ain't never sweating when he's on the dance floor. I bet Jack Harlow hella hit the lean back when Fat Joe dropped that. He fucking in the middle school probably like that
In
dude.
the middle school.
You know, he probably hitting the lean back.
What is he?
You
22.
know what the fuck is good?
How old would
That
he
hook
be?
is probably
When
my
did that
favorite
song
hook.
come out?
Really? Keep It Light is your favorite hook?
Yeah.
No shit.
I think it's simple. It's perfect. I keep it humble so you can have a good time. I keep it light so you can have a little shine. I sleep at night just fine. I try to be kind. Now I'm speaking my mind, and it just fucking goes in.
My thing
Sounds like an interlude, but
is that it's fire that he got as a fucking La Musica de Harry Fraud.
A fraud.
Bro,
beat.
I haven't heard a Harry Fraud beat in a fucking minute. Harry Fraud used
Since
to be
the
right with
Currency
Currency
days.
days, bro. That brought me back, and I'm like, yo, That's what's really got me on Hawlow, is that he seems to do good choosing his production. Top tier production, top tier relationships that he's making.
It's clear that he's a very human guy. Like,
he's respected and liked.
Yeah.
He's respected and liked.
He's worked with Hit Boy, Harry the Fraud, like all these people, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a Mustard song.
I'm waiting to hear a Mustard song for sure.
And Jack Harlow.
Yo, Mustard and Jack Harlow, that's a match in fucking heaven. Imagine Mustard, Harlow, featuring Ty Dolla $ign on the chorus, and the third verse by YG.
Or Sean.
Or Sean. Or none.
Or none.
Just him. I'm just saying, there's a bop. I need to hear him on some Cali 808s. You know what the fuck it is. Like, Mustard's got a different thump, man. That's next level. Like, I'm ready to hear Harlow on some shit like that.
I'm ready to hear another 10 seconds.
Yeah, the thing I like about him, too, is his shit sounds good anywhere. If I was in if I was in anywhere in this country, it would sound... He's from
universal.
Louisville. Yeah, like you
if
can't
he didn't
tell.
rep his shit, you wouldn't know.
He's from Louisville.
In the same way that, like, I guarantee there are 16-year-olds that don't even know that Drake is from fucking Canada at this point.
100%.
Really?
They probably say he's from
yeah. He's not like... Dude,
but where's the
you
6?
know that he's smart about being like 666, because Zone 6 is Atlanta shit.
Oh, fuck. I'm wearing the 6 collection.
Yeah, that's so strategically dope of him, though, to know that. Just to be like, 666. He ain't like Tory being like, Canada. Fucking. You don't never hear Drake being like, Toronto. Like, back in the day, though, yeah. I mean, 6 a.m. in Toronto and shit like that. Like, yes, he makes it semi-evident, but he also has songs called Who's Atlanta Vegas.
He's out there in them Raptors games, man.
He's out there all around, though, claiming everything. Drake is a country's man.
Speaking of 6 a.m. in Toronto, I think that's one of my favorite Drake songs ever.
Oh, it's a great song.
I
mean, he's on Portland, too. Like, Drake, depending on where you hear him first, you could be like, what? I thought he was from here.
I didn't even know Travis Scott had such a connection with Portland.
Man.
Have you heard him talk about it?
No.
Well, even at the Astroworld concert, he was like, I fucking love this place. He's got a tattoo based off of Portland. It's fucking wild.
You hear about Drake's or Travis Scott's like cacti drink?
What?
No,
He's making like a seltzer, like a White Claw.
Man, that man's just everything. But why not? Cash out.
He's doing everything,
I will tell you
Cash
what,
out
though.
while he can.
Give me a fucking Trivia album, though. I wonder what's on the works.
I mean, you remember the franchise songs? Cacti, not no iced tea. Now that bar makes sense because he's making a fucking drink. I didn't know what the fuck he meant when he said that. Cacti,
I didn't like
no
franchise.
I like this song a lot, actually. It grew on me.
It was one of the only songs that didn't stick on the top charts, too, for him. It was technically one of the weirder phenomenons.
I think I liked it. I liked Future and Young Thug's verse on there.
Okay, Future also, is he about to get like a 400% boost on fucking Mask Off the day that fucking we get to take the
If you could buy Rap Sock, that's what you would invest in.
Oh, yeah. If I could buy, I would put all my money into Mask Off.
Yeah.
If that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, and literally everyone's Instagram story is gonna have Mask Off on it the day that quarantine ends.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yo, push it forward on the album though. I think we spoke about this a little bit.
This Cream song.
Really like the.
You like this Cream song?
Dude, I'm the creme de la creme and it's filled to the brim. I think it's funny as
fuck.
I like it. It's corny.
It's a little sus for me.
Thank you. It's corny. And he says, you could some stay with him. Like, no, bro. No,
I think
this was not a good chorus, bro. I actually liked his rapping and the beat was great. It was more of a up tempo song. No,
I can't hold your hand this time.
It was actually more of an up tempo song. I actually liked the bars. I liked his verses. That chorus was not it. I'm sorry.
That was actually the one song I said you could just take off.
So what does that mean? Creme de la creme. Yes, you're the
top
shit.
Shelf,
okay.
Top shelf, baby.
I'm the top shelf, and I'm filled with more top shelf shit.
Okay, but what if Drake did the chorus?
But then he said you can go with him. What kind of shit is that? I'm the best motherfucker, and you can still go with him. Like
he's like, I don't care. He's
okay,
like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't like it. It wasn't executed.
Yeah, I'm the outs right now.
I like the message, but
I'm ousted.
I like the message, but the way he said that one, it wasn't as smooth as all the other tracks that I just heard.
Okay. Yeah. I absolutely feel that. I can absolutely feel
his
that.
Hooks or his choruses on all the other songs, so much better.
Okay, I can see that. I don't know, man. I like.
But it wasn't like oh, like I
Yo,
skipped it.
even
right
if
when
it's
I
the
listened to it.
worst song on there to you, is it a bad song though?
It's not, and technically, What's Poppin' is the worst song just because I've heard it. I
A million
guess,
times.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's hard to say. I guess that song would be
different appreciation of what's
worst.
poppin'.
I like it. I think it's
listened
great
to
for an
it.
album cut.
Yeah, for it coming together, I think it put it together. Adam Levine though.
Bro, okay. Yeah, the next song, that's actually my favorite song. What's funny
Same
is
guy?
that same guy, I was like, the first time I listened to it, I literally predicted almost every line in the first verse. And this is what I mean about him not being super lyrical, but like, all I ever did was tell lies. Am I gonna keep this up till I die? Like, literally, I was driving my car, and he was like, am I gonna keep this up? And I was like, till I die. Like, literally everything. And he's like, doesn't add up when you do the best
With your
stuff.
eyes
And he
low
took
and
the
shit.
fucking, but he's studying the game, and that's why I really like this song. He's like, doesn't add up when I do the best stuff. And you know what? Who's jocking there? Roddy. And no one would hear it because their voices are so different. This song, he rocks. It's like Roddy Ricch and Russ had a baby on this song. Like the like Roddy is all about adding the emotion in between the bars.
Well, did you hear the Drake? You heard a lot of Drake in the 21 Seeds / Delta. I was surprised we didn't talk about that song a little bit longer too. That was my favorite song.
Really?
But he sounded a lot like Drake on that song.
I think he sounds a lot like Drake the whole album, but not in a bad way.
No, yeah.
Like he's inspired.
Like
I
it's
agree.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
It's the human connection.
Like
even though like we're
on-
not in Maybachs, you know what
like-
I mean? But like
temptations that I knew to pass up, but I didn't. When I said to love you, no, I really thought I meant it. Like so simple. Like it's so overly simple. This song is going to be huge on the radio. I'm calling it right now.
okay.
Yeah, I'm calling it. Like, it's too simple to not appreciate. Every 16-year-old white girl that will never write music will love this song. Like, it's overly simple. Like, I'm no longer a kid. I should probably quit the kidding. I want to know how many fucking people are going to post that when they buy their new apartment this year. I'm not joking. That's caption rap. That's Drake shit. That's smart marketing, bro.
I
That's
think
caption
the-
rap, and Drake be doing that too. Like, can I go to heaven? Is there time to put the bid in? That's a caption. I'm no longer a kid. I should probably quit kidding. End the playing. I want to do the right thing. Man, that's all I'm saying. Bro, this verse took him 10 minutes to write. Hands fucking down, because the boy got flow.
Yeah.
This shit's too easy.
It's flow that. It's his
Like-
cadence.
Like, I can't keep blaming entertainment and the money and the fame that I've been attaining. Like, that's not hard to write. It's the reason that for these girls that I'm entertaining. Like,
I think Way Out and Already Best Friends are going to be the radio cuts, though.
really?
I don't think this will make it just because.
I don't think I Already Best Friends.
I think
is on
Already Best
radio.
Friends is too promiscuous.
Yeah, I don't think it's radio.
It's too
Maybe in
promiscuous.
Cali, but I don't know here.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe in some Cali radio stations, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I think same guy is the radio cut because he put Adam Levine in, but I will say he didn't need Adam Levine. I didn't know he was on it until I read the fucking track list. And I was like, bitch, where?
He does have this weird thing throughout the whole album where he's doing like, if there's a feature, they're doing the hook together.
Yes, but that's
Weird.
fire.
On every single one though?
Yeah, nigga.
I don't know.
I liked
I
I liked the the face of my city part because the first one he does it himself, and then the second one they do it
sounds
together.
like demonic, and
Bro,
with both their
it's
voices.
so dope
that's
though.
Dope.
It's so dope though because
I'm glad you
Baby had a
realized that.
crazy year. So when they're both like, I'm the face of my city, co-signed by Diddy, and they both say it, I was like, ooh, that's hard.
Are they both co-signed by Diddy?
I mean,
They might as well be.
Diddy loves a lot of these new rappers coming out.
Yo, I believe it.
And that's what I mean. Is that was so fire when they came out, when they hit that chorus together. I was like, ooh,
Ooh,
okay,
I was like,
what
ooh.
the fuck? Granted, like obviously on a song like with Chris Brown, like we don't need to hear you harmonize it with someone like Chris Brown. That fool over sings you any day. But I will say, I liked Same Guy because I don't think it would have had the same effect if it was Adam Levine just on the chorus. Because he was like, I'm here, I'm guilty, I'm the same motherfucker. But on that note, that doesn't mean I wouldn't have liked to hear a more present Adam Levine feature. Like, bro, heard him say, Kanye. Like, I'm like you do not forget that Adam Levine is on that song. It's impossible to.
Yeah.
Like, that is...
How many times did Ye make him redo that though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Okay, now sing it like this. Now like this. Hold on, now like this. Hold this. Hold it.
Hold
like
this. You know what? You need more water.
Yeah.
You know what?
But imagine being.
You need less water.
Imagine being Harlow in the studio though. It's like you want to incorporate Adam Levine. Yeah, he's such a big name now. I feel like he almost put him in there just because he was Adam Levine. On stage.
Yes. On to the next track though, and I will say before we move on, Same Guy's my favorite track actually.
Okay.
It's just enjoyable. It's lyrically, I'm gonna be honest, it's lyrically very weak, but emotionally very relatable. Like to be like the struggle of like, I want to be the same person forever, but it's just inevitable that like I can't. Like, am I gonna keep this up till I die? Like, and I fuck with that hard. Moving on though, Route 66, I probably actually could have taken off the album.
Yeah, the ball raps were corny as fuck to me.
But I get it though.
Why?
Like, because bitch, I'm from Kentucky, but this ain't no fucking Dixie Chicks. This is not Route 66. Like, I get it. He's like, he's putting on for his city all at the same time of being like, I'm not no fucking hit.
Did you guys hear on some weird shit, some Fergie, that Fergie flow? This ain't none Dixie Chicks. Like, I heard that shit crazy. On some weird shit. I was like, dude. And it was funny because my homie agreed with me. I was like, does this sound like that Fergie,
She
that
said, that's a
Black
lie,
Eyed-
boy. You would thought that, yeah.
Yeah, that Fergie song, bro. And he almost took that and like changed it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fergalicious.
Yeah, but I could take it off. The bar, like I said, the basketball raps were.
I liked it
How do
because
you
I
fuck up
made
basketball
that,
raps?
made that comparison.
I don't know, but it's funny because then he moves from Route 66 straight to a basketball reference song, which like I'm not mad at because like
I fuck with Tyler Harrow.
does any rapper
love Tyler
not
Harrow.
eventually make a basketball player song?
And every good rapper.
Every
does.
good rapper does eventually.
So he did this perfectly, though. This is what he does. He executes with
It's
just
tactful.
precision. I mean, Tyler Hero, he is an up-and-coming
Dude,
fucking
he's a
white basketball
fucking-
player, and he's a dog. Like,
He's a
he
hooper.
killed it this
He's
year,
a
dude.
dog. That
He's a
meme of him with
dog,
the
bro.
snarl, bro. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but then he got
Fuck.
fucking put down. You
But
know.
who
Yeah,
cares
I
though?
mean-
He fucking went out.
Yo,
He's
I
got
like
the
that.
most,
They're
the record for the
cheat
most
code
threes in
LeBron-
a
cheat
playoff
code
game.
Lakers, dude. Like,
Bro,
Kentucky.
the record for the most threes in a playoff game from any Heat player ever, right?
In a playoff
on
game?
some shit. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
he
don't
was
think
the,
so.
He
Was that it? No.
He
I
did-
thought it was like I thought it was.
I mean, he did break a record on some shit, being like
Throughout
the
a playoff
youngest,
run?
the youngest in
Or
the
are you talking
finals
about
or
like a
something.
playoff game? Because I don't think so.
I need to look into it now. I need to look into it. He was breaking records though, bro. I fuck with the kid.
He was the youngest player for a lot of shit this year.
Yeah, I mean, he killed it enough to have a whole ass song with his name on it. Just
But
name.
it's a confidence thing. You see the kid. He does not look like he's fucking.
a rookie.
No. not at all.
Also, before we get into this shit, anyone watch a preseason NBA?
Yeah.
I'm glad he's back.
Bro, I'm gonna be the first to say because everybody want to be a hater. Lonzo looking nicer every game.
Did you see LaMelo?
Yeah, LaMelo.
The
is
young.
now.
the-
Oh wait, not
bro,
Lonzo. Oh shit, that's what I meant. LaMelo. Why the
Yeah.
fuck did I call him Lonzo? I'm so used to
Okay,
talking about
yeah.
Lonzo.
The
LaMelo
young brother. The young brother, right?
Bro, hitting
He's
threes with no
stupid.
jump.
He's weird.
Calm the fuck
Oh,
down.
he's pretty crazy.
That's what
I
happens
mean,
when you're
he's has a
playing.
lo- People forget to
He's progressing every game.
know that he's had a lot of experience. Like, he played with
Pros.
old ass men in the fucking Australia.
It's just an
Was it
adjustment. It's just a
Argentina?
matter of adjustment.
Everywhere.
Australia, yeah,
Every
like,
game,
everywhere.
every game, he's coming a little bit more confident.
Yeah, I mean it'll be fun to watch him this season. I do say it like this:
He has dimes. Like
when
his bro-
you're
like his big
on
bro.
a shitty team, you look a lot better.
This is true.
This is true.
Just wait. Just wait on it.
They just don't have scores though.
Let's see what he does against the Brow and LeBron, though.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing, bro.
You know it's
I'm
crazy
sorry.
though when
He's only
but,
an inch shorter than LeBron.
but that's when
Isn't that
they
crazy?
that's
Yeah.
when they fucking play their ass off. They're like, oh, we got the Lakers tonight. We're gonna show off.
But how smaller is he though? It's probably like.
But how small was LeBron when he was 18?
50
I don't know.
pounds.
Bro
Probably
was a
50
fucking
pounds.
huge ass human being.
He
Not
was.
Zion big, but he was a huge.
He was
But
big.
look at how much bigger he is with the NBA diet.
Yeah.
One of the most inspiring things before we go back to this,
But LaMelo was
Giannis,
rich though.
Giannis just signed
He
a
has,
super.
he has
Giannis,
VVS grills already, bro.
Yeah, he was
Come on.
rich before the NBA.
Who?
So I'm sure LaMelo was getting fed.
oh yeah,
right.
of course.
Brown was
Yo,
trying to keep the lights on.
Giannis just signed a supermax deal. Speaking of the NBA, I'm proud for the boy. Everybody's so mad at him, but like, let me break down one of my favorite things. Not just that, not just to his team, but to his family.
I think
His
this is the
family,
last contract, though.
his family will never know the life they knew before. Before he entered the league, one of the most inspiring stories I ever heard about from him was when I heard about his coach bought him a nutritionist because he was like, you're not eating right. You could be so much bigger. I want to get you to the right weight. His coach was always like, it's not working. What's going on? By the time he got to the league, when he was interviewed about it, he told that story and he said, the reason why I never ate all the food is because I have 4 brothers. I'd be damned if I'm eating that food that they're giving me and not splitting it with my brothers.
Yeah.
He
That's
never
all
even
that big.
ate all the fucking nutritionist food because he had family and he was like, ain't no way y'all giving me this and I'm not splitting it. The fuck?
I mean, his little bro got a ring before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
If you follow him on IG,
No, but I feel
it's
I
hella
fuck
funny.
with that move. That's
That's
a
boss
fan
shit, and that's what it is. He don't give a fuck, man. He's for his family at the end of the day, and he's like, literally when they said, "What's your goals in the next 5 years?" He said, have a child and get a ring.
Yeah, and they could build around him, but
Easy.
he would have got that contract anywhere.
But would anywhere have given it to him? Because the thing is,
name one place that wouldn't
well,
give it
it's
to him.
about superstar balance.
Maybe LA.
It's about
They
superstar
didn't have
balance.
the money. They don't have.
They have the money,
I
exactly.
knew
the
they were
budget.
though after LeBron signed his, because then
The Blazers would take him.
yeah,
We need that boy.
Hey man,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
we need him.
Dame, CJ, Giannis, Melo, Whiteside,
oh
slash
man,
Nurkic.
it's
Or
gonna be a
Nurkic
good
slash
season.
Whiteside.
I'm really excited for the season. We'll see what plays out.
I mean, we'll see,
bro, We
man.
got Derrick Jones Jr.
I saw this slide
That
today
dude
of
can
like
fly.
there was this
He's
slide
nice.
of like who are your favorite duos, and it was like the Brown, LeBron, KD, Kyrie.
That's not even a
fucking
duo yet.
not yet, but
They haven't
still,
even played together yet.
Kawhi and George. It was showing all these people, and I gotta say, then it was like Colum and Dame, and I was like, they're not quite one of them duos.
Dude, they're a year removed from the Western Conference Finals, and people
So,
forget
I
about this
mean-
finals. You guys are gonna tell me that like
They're the best. They're
They're
top
dope backcourt.
3 best in what they do is the
They're a really
backcourt.
nice
they're
backcourt.
the second best backcourt.
Second best back
Name
besides Steph
one.
and Clay
Yeah.
when they're healthy.
Well, we gotta see the
So,
teams develop.
They
now.
are technically the
I
best
know,
right
yeah,
now.
They are. And the year when we lost to the Warriors, people forget we were up. Like, if you take
On
up
all the games, we should have won all those
the
games, bro.
fucking games,
Those
we're
games
up
were heartbreaking, bro. Don't bring those up.
double digit
Don't
leads
bring
in
that
every
up.
game, and we didn't have Nurk.
Old classic Blazer shit though. We burn out.
We didn't have Nurk.
did.
We didn't have Nurk. Come on, man.
Okay. No dirt, because we didn't have Nurk.
And you know what I want to say is because I'm a oh man, I probably shouldn't say this. I'll say it off there. We'll talk
Now,
about
you
it.
say it right now.
Say
We Blazers here. It's okay.
After from what I heard, this is all rumors and everything like that. But when Lillard's baby mama wasn't at Game 7 against Denver because she wanted to go to some concert, that hurt me. as
You
a
said that
fan.
hurt me.
I told my wife, I was like, if I was in the most important game of my life and you decided to go to a concert, regardless of what we're arguing about, I'd be hurt.
That's crazy.
And he didn't play. He played like shit.
That's crazy.
And CJ fucking carried us that game.
That's why you pull a Kobe and you bring your
was that
grandma.
against the Nuggets, right?
Yeah, Game 7.
That's
When
why you
CJ
pull a
hit the
Kobe
dagger.
and you bring your grandma.
Dagger off of he said, "See you, Torrey Craig." Bink.
Yeah,
The
that was, yeah,
elbow jumper.
but that's all speculation. But like I said, when I saw that hurt me, Dame. And I'm not speaking bad about your baby mama, but I just told my wife that would hurt me. And I don't know if you were hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not trying to say no bad words to
When
you,
you're
man.
a killer though on the court,
Dog,
you can have. You're supposed to let that shit drive you though.
yeah, but Dame is a killer though.
Exactly. He should have let that shit made him go.
But they
back.
were double teaming him, triple teaming him. They were not. They were double teaming. They were doing what New Orleans did the year before.
That was hard.
When
to
they were
watch.
just
That was
fucking
hard
just
to
double
watch.
teaming three. Like, you're not gonna beat us.
Dame
Somebody else
was-
is gonna shoot us.
And then he'd go back on the floor and Drew Holiday would get the ball
Yeah.
and work Dame.
Yeah.
Just be like, bro.
Three. Yeah, but it wasn't just Drew. It was all of them. He had AD, who's probably the best pick and roll defender in the league because he can switch on you. Okay.
But Drew made a
All right.
huge. Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gonna get lost in this forever. This is gonna become an NBA podcast quick. Yo,
So,
moving
Blazer
on.
Talk
We only got
Radio.
a few left. I'm gonna just say Love Is Real could have left the album too, but it ain't bad.
But it had the Static Major.
I know, and that's the only reason.
Bryson
That's
Tiller?
the only reason.
And the Tiller.
Bryson Tiller's verse. Okay, so coming from a guy that came and listened to Jack Harlow with that Bryson Tiller song, and that song was amazing when I first heard it. Man, it's amazing, but I don't even know the name. Anyway,
yeah.
hearing this Tiller verse, it almost sounded super muted and just phoned in or some shit.
He
bro.
owed him
This
one.
was a terrible verse by Bryson. Like,
Sometimes you just
his
owe.
album was kind of
he's like, oh, he owed
up to
me.
par.
Yeah, Bryson was like, dude, my numbers are bad. I ain't fucking helping this motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna give
He's
him
like,
the worst verse ever.
I'm gonna make them want to hear me elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
Seriously, I did not. Yeah, I agree. That song could have been scat.
So what do you guys think?
Well, getting to the last note that I do want
I
to
was
make.
gonna say Baxter Avenue. You skipped my favorite song
Alvin?
That's your favorite song?
besides 21C/Delta, and I want to just get to the quick point. It's like Jack Harlow is his best when he's effortless rapping, just rapping effortlessly,
He's best alone.
and best alone. I will say that too. Well, I don't know, the way out with Big Sean. That was
Okay, but
my favorite song with
Unlike
the Future.
Drake.
But
Drake is great alone. Some of my favorite
some of
songs
better
though are
with
because
features.
of features. Jumpman. Fucking even where did these niggas be at when they doing all this and all that?
Lil Durk.
I'm in the trenches, relax. Please do not play the little boy in the clubs. We do not listen to raps. Like, that's my favorite bar in the whole fucking song.
But Dirk could have done that song alone.
Bring Drake to
Yeah.
surround Drake around Drake's.
Dirk could have made that song alone though.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Or
You
Drake,
think he could have?
yes.
You think Dirk could have made that?
No.
No, he would not have made that song alone.
No,
I disagree there.
say that because Drake.
Oh, well,
set
no,
the singing
because the
song
chorus.
tone around. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
only because of the chorus. Because you ain't hearing Drake be like, or fucking Dirk be like, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, and
That whole song was a meme.
absolutely, bro. That's what I was explaining to my girl. Was like, Drake is the master of that. That song wouldn't have done the numbers that it did if it didn't have the fucking video.
When we watched that
The
video,
music video was the first time I listened to the song, and I was like, wow.
But
this
that's his
song's
acting
so
chops
good.
coming to it, and that's where it differentiates him from the Harlows, from the Dirks, from everyone else. Like the whole camera cut thing where he turns to the camera and he's like, "Baby," and like it turns to, and it zooms in, and you're like, "Oh, well, fuck."
Only one motherfucker can rent the fucking Nike campus for a day or two to make the video, and that's Drake.
I was
Nigel
telling-
Houston.
Yeah, Nigel. Yeah. TCO.
He's not rapping and making a music video. He's making a
Yet.
skate video.
He's
though.
skating his ass.
He's not
And
right. He's not rapping yet.
he's arguably the GOAT in skating, in the skating world. And I know you're a skater. You can definitely agree to that. And I know a few skaters that can agree to that. He's the GOAT of that shit.
Cater, Nija, Big Boy Foy. The list go. Diego Nahara, P-Rod and shit. There's definitely a top 10 that in my mind that are just goated. And what's crazy though?
What about the OGs?
Yuto-
Rodney Mullen, Tony Hawk.
Hey, no, Yuto
Eric
Horogomi.
Costin.
Yo, Yuto Horogomi though. If you guys are not onto Yuto,
I was talking to
That
Alex about
boy,
Yuto Horogomi.
Yuto is
He's so swagged out too, huh?
Nija though, Nija is the Kobe Bryant of skating. He is so consistent, so powerful,
I mean, he's won the most.
so driven. It's different. He's the Tiger Woods and the Kobe Bryant of skating. There are more creative skaters, but there are not people laying down
Consistent.
parts the way that he is, bro. The till death part, you don't even skate, Jeff, and you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fucking fuck?
This is amazing.
This is amazing. And that's Nigel's powers. He is the type of skater in the same way that LeBron makes you go, I don't even like basketball, but this guy's fucking a monster.
Yeah.
It's that same shit.
Same energy.
Same energy. Before we cap this out, though, let's go back to the album. Like I said, What's Poppin' and What's Poppin' Remix has got to be one of the dopest, truest album moments in years.
I love that he put the
I
remix at the
love
end
it,
of the album.
dude. I
It
fucking
feels like that's like
love
what
it.
old
Have the
albums-
remix on,
That's
right?
what old albums used to do. They don't do that.
That
no more.
one remix on
They
there.
don't do that no more. It feels like I don't
It
know.
was like a
Maybe it's just
throwback
me.
for sure.
Maybe it's just me.
Just having one remix on there. Your hit remix.
God, this was a good album. And it was way cohesive, and just dude raps fucking great effortlessly. He does it
So,
with ease.
any points on this, or are we like
I
doing
mean-
numbers? Yeah, any other points you want to get out?
For me, nah. The shit was good. I'm gonna give it a. We going into some scores. I'm gonna say a score right now, real quick. Man, this was an easy 4.3, 4.25 type shit. And I'll take off that little deductions for shitting was a corny.
Yeah.
No, that's
yeah,
basically it. And the couple songs, Love Is Joe, that could have just kind of been skipped.
I'm giving it a solid 4.
Just leave it at that.
I'm giving it a solid 4. I
Any other
can't
comments?
give it a 4 or 5 because that's sitting amongst some high royalty this year. Like
4 or 5 is pretty high.
Like that's
It's
what
like
I mean.
90
4 or 5 is super high for
90-something
me.
percent.
So I'm giving it a 4 because if an album has 2 songs that I can take off, it's not close enough to perfection.
I mean, a 5 is you like every song. 808s and Heartbreaks, that's an easy 5 for me. I liked every single song on that album.
Yeah.
Type shit.
I'll give it a 4, but I'm gonna give it extra 2.2, 4.2, because I was happily surprised by how good it was. Cause I was like, I'm like, this is what's popping, like, there's a lot of talk about this dude, and then when I heard it, I'm like, oh, you deserve all this clout. It's very, you know what I mean? It's not.
I mean, it's crazy. Think about the first time you listened to What's Poppin'. What came through your head?
It was
Mine
watching the
almost
NBA.
came the same shit that
It does
the
sound like
same
a 2K
feelings
song.
when I heard this album came to my head. This dude raps real good. Nothing wows me. The bars are effortless. They're smooth. They're relatable, and that's what makes them fire.
Sometimes you don't want to think about the fucking bars though.
Yeah,
it's just the
exactly. It's
truth.
home cooking. You don't
It's
want
home
to worry
cooking.
about what's in there.
You don't worry about it. You're not like, what exactly did you put in this bolognese? Is the bucatini done here?
Is the
in the building?
How long did you saute this, Mom?
Yeah.
Well, speaking about
Um,
shit like that, Eminem dropped his surprise little deluxe album today.
You talking about Eminem?
We're not.
on
None of
there.
us are Eminem stans.
Look, never
We've
said a
that.
clever rhyme ever.
But when you're talking about that, like, dude, there's a song Nar that I actually listened to on shuffle, and that song is fire as shit. But all those bars make you think, and that's sometimes shit. Just like you don't really want to listen to that all the time. You really don't.
I feel it. So okay, so we all are above 4s here.
Great album. Yeah, good.
Great album.
Great.
Great.
Another great album to talk about.
Man. May I?
It's all you.
May
Man.
I? May I?
You can take the whole stage.
gonna show
You can
the
talk.
crowd
you
your
can talk for
shirt?
that.
What's
Oh
up,
shit! You
man?
know I'm rocking the DB Ruse. You know I'm rocking that DB right now,
That Cuddy shirt, bro.
bro. This album is.
Special.
I want to start by saying I no way think I'm a saint, an angel, or someone who is doing it right yet. I do want to say I've lived a few more lives folded into one than I would care to share. Kid Cudi single-handedly, and this is something I'm not the most open about, but we're here. You guys are my brothers. Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 1 is probably the only reason I'm still alive right now. I told myself I wouldn't tear on air, and I just might, talking about it straight up. No one would ever know I'm sitting at a pretty 168 right now. At 17, I was sitting at 220 pounds. Alcohol and drug weight. I was partying every day with homies, alone. When I wasn't on drugs or drinking, I felt like my room was closing in on me all the time. And without Kid Cudi, I probably would have killed myself 2 or 3 times over. Man on the Moon is the one album that really made me realize I could live a special life no matter what. No matter what road I chose. No matter... Coda, stop it. Sorry, my dog. Man in the Mood made me realize I could live a special life no matter what road I chose. It made me realize that no one is perfect. It made me realize that there wasn't a limit except for the walls that you set. It made me realize that there will always be someone out there that loves you. And to this day, it's probably the single most important album in my entire life. And I don't say that lightly. Illmatic is my favorite album of all time, but I don't owe any album more on the planet than Man on the Moon 1. I would not be here today. At 17, I didn't give a damn about my life. I didn't care about where I would be at 25. I actually didn't think I would be. I used to joke and say that I wouldn't, but none of my homies cared because they thought I was joking. I used to do reckless shit. I used to steal. I used to drink until I vomited blood. I used to beg for alcohol when my best friend Andrew would stop me from drinking. I became a black sheep and a pariah amongst people I didn't realize I had become a toxic energy to. I let that bleed even into my immaturity, even past drinking. I lost Jeff at one point. I was lost, man. And there's no replacement for Kid Cudi in my life. And Man on the Moon 1 truly saved me. Like I said, it made me realize that no one is fucking perfect. It made me realize that no matter how much money you have, you can end up in the same fucking boat. It made me realize that if I did die, people would care. And it made me realize that there was a gateway to happiness. I recently quit smoking weed. And that sounds mad stupid coming from Oregon. It sounds foolish. But what people don't realize is that weed itself even is a chemical imbalance creator. When you smoke an ounce to 2 a week. And that's not to say that I'll never smoke again. But I never want to be the person that I've been the past 12 years. And it's so crazy because once again, Kid Cudi came to save my mind. I love this album so fucking much. And I think it's the perfect closer to 2020. Because just like Cudi had a cry for help, I cried for help for many, many, many fucking years. And Jeff and my boy fucking Nick, my best fucking friends, these guys have been with me from the roughest points to the highest points. And like, I can say right now, I think I finally started seeing things clear. And this is it. And this is the album that came at the right time, man. Man in the Moon 3.
11 years.
The most fucking well-placed album of all time in my fucking life, man. Yeah. And I'm sorry that we got morbid for a second.
It's good to talk about this shit, bro.
I literally can't talk about it even crying.
Especially with your brothers, man.
I am fucking ecstatic that we're here. I'm alive. I'm well. The pursuit of happiness has never been more present. And I just got to fucking clap one time.
Damn right.
For whoever else is out there. I guarantee Kid Cudi saved more than one person's life with this fucking album.
And that's why I love that man. That's what he raps for, bro. And for people that have gone through shit and are still going through shit and feel like shit, and now you feel like this shit. You know what I mean? And it's 11 years ago he made that first album, bro. And I'm sorry if I wasn't there. I was I was 13, bro. I could not perceive unhappiness if it smacked me right in the face, because I
I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
weren't
was-
to know. I was coming home off of
I
the
was still
shrooms and on
growing hair
ecstasy.
on my nuts, man.
I was coming
I was
home
still-
on ecstasy, being like, Jasmine, I need your Game Boy. I'm on fucking drugs.
Yeah,
I need to take this.
I'm over here like, oh, I got a new pube type shit on some real shit though. Like,
I would never
keep it
fucking
light.
tell
I like
you
to keep it
guys.
light.
I would never tell you guys when that shit was happening until now.
I mean, and that's how good at you were and I'm glad you're sharing this now. I mean, I've heard this, you know, of your trials and tribulations already before, but that's the beautiful thing about music and why the fuck it's here and why we listen to this shit. And it's beautiful when we see an album 11 years ago, and for him to come back and make something like this and for it to sound like he never fucking left.
Bro, I felt like it's a big brother coming back and telling me, like, I didn't forget about you.
Yeah.
I never forgot about you. And especially, I mean, you're part of my literal family, Nick. You already know I lost my big brother pretty much spiritually. Cuddy has always been there for me.
Yeah.
And, like, before this album dropped, it took me 2.5 days to even start listening to it because I knew it would emotionally transcend to the deepest, darkest depths of my fucking life.
Yeah.
And I listened to Pursuit of Happiness the day that I heard Man on the Moon 3 came out, and I cried. Literally, I'm about to fucking ball right now. I cried from start to finish because I realized I fucking lived way past the point that I ever thought. And I realized it was because of this fucking man. I realized it was because of this fucking man that I'm still even on the planet today. And I've lost 3 best friends to fucking suicide at this point. And I'll tell you right now, I'll never, ever do that.
Yeah.
And it's because of this fucking man. And that's so intense to say. And it's not just because I got family and brothers and people who have saved my life too. But in my deepest, loneliest times when I couldn't turn to them out of embarrassment, one person told me that there was no reason to be embarrassed. That's Scott Miss Cuddy.
There's this bookmark albums that just go so well with your life, and it's really weird that the galaxy or the work, it just works that way, right? That it just came
Yes.
at the end
At this time.
at this time.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, even my association with you has just been a random chance of faith. I lost my license for certain purposes. I won't talk about it because I can't talk about it on air, but I lost my license and I had to take the bus. And I do that by me missing my first bus and having to catch a second bus is the reason I met Sir. Met Sir on a fucking bus. He had
You guys
mentioned
remember what bus? Where you guys?
it was
57.
57 on TV Highway.
Oh
and,
shit.
and it was
Okay.
and I was going to school at Cleveland, but I was still living out here in Aloha just
I was going to
because
school
of
at
the things.
Lincoln.
And for some reason
That's
we were,
crazy.
and I
You went to
never knew.
Cleveland High School?
Went to
I'm
Cleveland High
sorry,
School,
that's-
yeah.
Okay, that's great. I
He
didn't know.
lived to his mom's house was 2 houses away from my mom's house. Not 2 houses, 2 streets. And we were both on the bus. I wasn't talking to anyone. My iPod had just died, so I was like just fucking sitting there. And he's like, "Hey, I like your trues." So we're in True Religions, man. This was a long time ago, man. This is high school, right? This
That doesn't
late
date it. I
2000s.
don't know what does.
Yeah.
He fucks up true.
He was like, "Oh, I like your trues," and I'm just like, and I never, if anyone knows me, I hate compliments. But I was like, "Yo, man, dope." And then what's crazy is that conversation immediately led to talking about out of body experiences. Imagine that for a first conversation with a stranger on a bus, and he was like, "Oh man, I live right by you." And I got his number. We linked up. Like I'd see him at parties from here and there. And then there was a few other times. And this episode will be way too long if we start talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
But end all TLDR, he introduced me to my wife. Won't have my kid without this man. We found our ways back into each other's lives, and I
Matchmaker.
thank him every day, man.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
I'm too grateful.
He
Yeah.
Introduced you to Leticia?
Yep.
That's wild.
I would have never met my wife or never had my kid.
Amazing.
Yo.
That's
And
faith. or
Leticia and
that's
Jeff have
just
known me in some of the worst
destiny.
times of my fucking life. That's what I mean. Getting back to the
So
album, but I mean, like, this album is so much more than a fucking album.
Yeah.
For people who've lived it and people who have survived with this person, it is more like a culmination of survival to me.
It's like listening to his shit. It's like he's right there with you, going through the same shit.
But
that
he
you're
has been
going
right
through.
there with me the whole time.
And I haven't been to, I wouldn't say to a very dark point, as you have mentioned, but I've been down in the dumps, and Kid Cudi has definitely made me realize that the glass is not half empty. It is definitely always half full.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And if you cut the top half off, it's all the way full.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what's crazy, man. Is like, this may not be my album of the year lyrically, impactfully though. It's actually the album of the decade for me.
Damn.
Because I needed Cudi in 2010.
You got Cudi.
And I had no idea that I needed him again
2020.
one more fucking time in 2020. And he sent that shit, you already know where, to the motherfucking moon, my guy.
My favorite.
He's probably my favorite artist. One of my
I
favorite.
look at Man on the Moon, the title, and it just speaks of having to take yourself away from everything to really look at everything, which is the weirdest scenario, because when I think of Man on the Moon, you're still looking at Earth.
Yes.
Your view is Earth, but you have to take yourself away from everything to really soak it all in.
You're so far away.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know there's all those conspiracies that, like, you know, we've never been to space, stuff like that, but like those pictures of Earth is one of the most beautiful things you can never see.
The whole premise of Cudi, the Man on the Moon, has always, in my eyes, been the isolated person who wants to be a part of a crowd he can see, never be accepted.
Yeah.
I remember I used to just, sometimes I wouldn't get invited to shit, and everybody liked my cousin a lot more than me, and everyone thought I was annoying. Shout out to all my high school friends who still fake the funk. Big fuck you. But shit, the funk ain't never been fake with the ones who always gave me the real love. And you know, Cudi taught me that too. Was like, I'll never be lost as long as I could look inward. As long as I could find my own moon. As long as I could find my own solid grounding to sit. I would never, ever be alone. Because the man in the mirror always has your fucking back.
Yeah.
And we're all on our own trip, man. We all got our own sense of man on the moon. We all need to be able to live on the moon alone. I think that's what Cudi always taught me too, was that it was okay to be all right. First, Mr. Solo Dolo, all of that shit, bro. Like all along, I still shout out. They literally, when they drop my casket, you can go ahead and drop all along while I play. It's all along. I guess I'm meant to be alone out here on my own.
But you aren't.
But I'm not, at least for the journey. I ain't mad about the end.
Yeah, I'd have to leave the room, bro, if I was playing that shit at your shit.
Like, as
I'd
long
have
as
to leave, bro. I'd have to go to the moon.
As long as I have people here during the drive, I will always be okay to be alone at the destination.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned from Cudi. And you know, getting straight into the album,
God, the intro, bro.
starts straight with Beautiful Trip, bro.
That,
like,
I got goosebumps.
just
Did
the
you not get
name.
goosebumps?
Just the name alone makes me be like, we're going round circle. And then he comes back with the deep monologue Cudi voice.
The monologue Cudi voice.
Yes, monologue Cudi voice. A man.
Well,
Like,
that noise. So I had to figure out that.
that was just like the old cuts.
That was from. That actually wasn't from what I thought it was. So I thought it was from In My Dreams, but it turns out it was from. I'm pretty sure it's the intro to the second album, Man on the Moon 2. Scott Mascady versus the World. The very beginning of that.
That's
So
the
when I heard that, bro, I got instant goosebumps.
Yeah, I had to shut it off when I first listened to it because I was like, I can't do this right now.
I played it out loud, and me and my girl, she loves Kid Cudi, one of her favorite artists too. We looked at each other and we were like, we're gonna cry. Like, what is this? What is this? So I had to pause it too.
That's power,
It was
though.
just, yeah, that. I mean, so it was 11 years since he made Man on the Moon 1. It's not shortly after he made Man on the Moon 2. It's been quite a long time since I heard that.
Cudi has that project in between, and like Raging Bullet, for instance, he directly said like that was a cry for help. And look at the industry. No one fucking cares for you.
They'll make fun of you.
We'll make fun of you.
Yeah.
Look what happened with fucking Drake being a little bitch. No offense. Even on that. That was the one time that Drake was fucking
He got
dead
a lot
wrong.
of heat for that.
Dead
He did.
wrong.
Well deserved heat.
You know, you can't make fun of someone who has spent their entire life helping people find the light
Yeah.
in their own lives.
That was a very, very divisive.
And kicking someone while they're down.
Yeah, kicking someone they're down, being petty as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
Drake literally lost an entire fan base that day.
Yeah.
Like, substantially.
Yeah.
And, like, the 16-year-old fucking white girls who drink pumpkin lattes will never know that he's such a dick.
About that.
But, I mean, like, I won't
About
lie.
that, yeah, 'cause I still
I
love Drake.
stopped listening to him
I do.
a fair amount after that.
Well, yeah, of course. I completely understand. That
I was like, dude, you got no
He wasn't
fucking
really
emotional
making pop
depth.
and shit. Right
Yeah, like, you have no emotional depth if you fucking are saying shit like that.
which is weird because he's the most emotional rapper.
Oh, he's quite baby soft shit.
So to
That's
say.
what I'm saying.
Well, moving straight into it, though, we can't go. We don't want to go track to track, but man, straight into tequila shots.
No, this was a different type of tequila shot for me because I was hoping for some fucking. I know it was like invoking, the Rager.
Yeah.
But when I love tequila. Wait, what? And I don't know if tequila makes you guys angry, but tequila makes me want to party, and I have a great relationship with tequila.
I love tequila.
I mean, I just love the way that it starts when he's like, as he falls deeper into a state, and just like that instantly was like, oh, we're fucking here.
It's yeah.
We're here.
We're on
fucking
the moon for the third
here.
time. We are on the moon for the third time.
And he's like, and then it instantly is like the return, and it's like Dot the Genius, baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, literally, I'm still tingling right now. I'm like, he's pulling it in. He's pulling the
If
team
you
together.
know-
He-
if you
he's pulling the
know-
team. He's pulling the A team together for
Kid
this.
Cudi, yeah. Dot the Genius is his boy.
Yeah, I was like, he's pulling the A
That is his
team
right hand
together.
man.
No.
Same. He brought Plain Pat
He brought
back
Plain
on
Pat.
this shit.
Bro.
Where
it
was
just
Ye
felt-
though?
It just felt right.
Ye ain't stable.
Yay.
Cudi is happy and stable right now.
Side note, I heard Cudi was gonna be on a whole lot of Red.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard that too.
He deserves that
Yeah.
because he inspired this whole fucking generation.
Yeah, so I heard that. That's gonna be dope.
That is
If
fire.
he is on that shit.
Tequila shots, though.
That's my. I don't know what I can't say my favorite song. I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna
love
say
it
this.
because I don't think it represents him actually being a fucking drunkard anymore. I think it represents the straightforwardness of a fucking shot. Just like,
Yeah.
blah. There you fucking go. We're here. I've arrived. Kick that back and let's roll.
I love tequila.
Bah, and you're like, so I really like the song.
No, I was expecting more of an upper.
up.
But I understand the place in this song, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it hit for me
Man,
because it
this
made me
song
realize, like, man, fuck,
I
it took me back.
I almost wish it would have been like glass of whiskey or something like that.
I can see that. Or
But
even-
I get it's more abrupt.
This
Mhm.
chor-
It's
that
way more
chorus,
abrupt, so it
too.
can't be a shot. It has to be a shot.
Hear me now, hey.
With
this
abruptness.
time I'm ready for
But I don't know if you guys watched it. You guys should watch it. But She Knows leads with him getting drunk and smoking, and him watching Pursuit of Happiness with a glass of whiskey.
That's so hard.
Looks like a glass of whiskey.
so hard.
And so that's why I was kind of like, man, that's
She
fun to
knows.
put together.
She knows.
And She Knows was so dope. I think
that skips straight though.
sorry.
I know, it's all good. I do
Skip
love
his
that
favorite
song, but Another Day is my favorite song. I think it represents everything that I just mentioned. That like
Yeah, it does.
I wouldn't be here
Without
without-
those experiences.
without these experiences, and it just represents the dark place that Cudi will never be able to really escape.
Well,
I'll tell you,
it's a part of it.
I've
My father loves me.
this past 2 weeks going through withdrawals and going like
Good.
almost entirely sober besides like a beer once a week with you guys. I never have gone through the highs and lows that I expected to go through. This has been like some of the hardest 2 weeks of my entire 20s. And I've just been at the bottom of my bottoms and at the highs of my highs. And I don't think that's going to really stop for a couple months until I really fix the chemical imbalance in my body. But
Imagine if music wasn't a thing, bro.
yeah.
Sit there with all your shit and just deal with it.
So he says like days fade and the sun goes away, as in like when the moon comes out, and the same old nigga with the same old pain, and like it just goes to show that like when the light stops shining, we all can get to a dark place. Doesn't matter if you're a fucking millionaire. Doesn't matter if you've got 10 kids that you fucking love. Doesn't matter if you're in a 10-story fucking building. When you're alone,
You're alone.
alone, you realize none of that makes you.
Yeah.
Your core and bone.
I love how
Equivalent exchange, you get what you put into yourself, too. Not just your career, not just your family, but yourself. You don't fix the curses in yourself, you will be cursed for eternity. And that's really what Cuddy taught me, and that's why Another Day is really my favorite song, because he's just like, ain't much changing me. Like, it's all still here. Even when I'm happy, there is still a bottom barrel to have. Swimming forward. Shout out to, Mac Miller, for instance. Like, swimming through it is a forever battle, man. Like, it's not. People think like, oh, you're done being depressed, right? Well, you're done. You're done being sad. You're done being broken.
No.
The pieces are picked up. No. I'm better at holding my luggage on my back. Shout out, hey, Lawrence13 in the fucking chat, man. I hope you listen to that Cuddy album, man. But, yeah.
I love how, real quick, the way Cuddy does it, and it's kind of funny how almost every rapper or whoever raps these sad songs, but in a nice way. I think I mentioned this last week. It's these lyrics, if you read them, they're really sad, but it's almost like how human nature is. The more you talk about your problems, almost the more you are more comfortable with them, in a sense.
Absolutely.
And
Well, Cuddy doesn't want you to be sad for him.
he wants you to be sad
Doesn't.
with him. No.
Like, not even sad with him. Like, he wants you to
No,
know.
yeah, I was just joking.
He wants you to know that it's human.
Yeah, and that shit just really resonates with me when you hear him talk about that shit.
Yeah, he just wants you to know, like, this is too human to ignore.
You gotta run through your emotions.
Absolutely.
If you don't understand why you're feeling a certain way, then that's an issue on itself.
Exactly. Like,
And sometimes you gotta talk it out.
he's so tapped in. He's always been so
You
tapped
definitely
in.
have to talk it out.
Back to not knowing about music and stuff like that. Like, this is a weird thing I just kind of put together when you just mentioned that. So I know we surround ourselves with as many like-minded people as we possibly can. I can see that trait in all of us. And so if somebody you can talk to about music with, you hold those people in the higher regards, whether you realize it or not. I'm sure you guys will admit that, right?
Of course.
Just because it's a very big thing. But then think about all the people you aren't into music or aren't into certain arts like that. What do they got? Alcohol
Yeah.
or other vices.
I've got so many great friends that don't come together to do anything. They come together simply to be social and drunk.
Yep.
To this day. And
And
I found myself
For
incapable of
centuries,
doing
that's how
that.
it's been.
I found myself incapable of doing that now. Like, I need a purpose to see someone. Not that I don't want to see my loved ones, but like, even when you and I see each other, it's like the bare minimum we're gonna do is like, might watch some anime, but then we're gonna make a beat or something.
Always something.
Or talk about something.
Yeah.
Figure something out. Moving forward. I always leave you guys feeling like I've moved forward in my life.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a high bar to reach, but it's really not when you make it the norm.
No, it doesn't. Baby steps or large leaps, whether it may be every time.
Baby steps are actually
It's just-
really big if you think about it in comparison
Yes.
to their height. I look at Nico and I'm like, the ground you travel is like, if I had to travel that much ground
For
a
how
day.
his short his legs are, actually.
I'm like, you getting yoked.
Yeah, you're getting yoked.
That's amazing, bro.
That's
I mean, that's
funny.
a
It's all
crazy
about
life opening
perspective,
door.
bro. It's all about
I
perspective.
try. I do my best to like get on my knee and like be eye to eye with him. and
Live
it-
his life.
Yeah, it's a trip. And I tried crawling on my hardwood
Being
floors.
Nico
That shit
is a
hurts.
You're like,
trip.
bro, you
Life-
do this shit?
Yeah, I'm like, man.
You're baby soft,
You're ba-
literally.
on your little Lamborghinis.
on my
like,
fucking knees. Like, how are you
Feel,
doing this,
feel.
man?
your Lamborghinis.
Your little
fool.
Lamborghini.
But yeah, man, it's very much okay to go through your emotions, and we live in a very masculine era. I know where all our families come from. There's a very strong sense of masculinity. You do not talk about your emotions, and I understand it.
It's a hard set.
completely
It's a hard set wall
fucking
that was set
understand.
before us.
Yeah, it's a hard set wall, but it doesn't mean that you
Can't break it.
Doesn't mean you can't break it. Like, literally, one of my favorite moments of hip hop is the NPR Mad Lib and Freddie Gibbs moment, where he fucking hugs him from behind. He kisses him on the fucking temple, and he goes, "Thank you for changing my fucking life."
Yeah.
And then he steps back, You could tell that he's just emotional, and he hugs him one more time, kisses on the temple one more time, and he goes, "You fucking leveled me up." Yeah. And it was one of the.
shit.
It's literally my favorite moment of hip hop in the past 5 years, as far as just moments go.
Yeah.
It was so
It's a big one.
real, so full of love, and like shit, borderline mafia shit. Where it was just, if you say that shit soft, you can bug the fuck out of here.
Well, it's the one thing, the moment that connected me
leveled me up, he whispers in his ear.
with like emotion and masculinity, and having someone understand that isn't Filipino, and that person was actually Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle had this, I mean, he's got a Filipino wife, and he was talking about when Manny Pacquiao was crucified for saying the homophobic things he did about animals. And comparing them to animals, and the flack he got. He literally lost his Nike contract, lost his generational money for his family on that. I mean, mind you, he's whatever his money. But I saw even Filipinos be like, "How the hell could you say this?" Blah blah. Then mind you, he's a first generation Filipino, so I don't mean any disrespect to you because you're my friends. I still fuck with you. I'm not saying that. But Dave Chappelle said it best, was like, you have to understand where that man's coming from. He's like, you have a whole country who have their masculinity ripped from their fucking balls by having their wives go to other countries to work so they can send money back home to feed their family, while the fucking husbands sit there and twiddle their fucking thumbs. And here comes a man who literally gets out of poverty by punching people in the fucking face. How?
Just like the most masculine thing
Exactly.
to do.
So Manny Pacquiao, in that moment, whether he thought that or not, his answer made sense.
For his circumstances. Life is all about
I
circumstances.
am not homophobic whatsoever. I am just saying, like having somebody else look at it from another perspective just makes me feel like I'm happy people.
Well, the number one curse of America is everybody thinking that the circumstances are American.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Nope.
For a lot of fucking people.
And it's happiness too.
Even as simple as Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite commercials is that Beats commercial, and that's not saying that's his entire life, but when you hear him talk about his life, his whole life was becoming a fucking fighter.
Yep.
Not fighter because he had money, a fighter because he came from nothing. And not in America. America's greatest curse is thinking that everyone is America.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're a fucking bubble in a big globe.
Sounds like Mike Tyson interviews his shit. I love listening to Mike Tyson too. He is a fighter.
He's a
He
fighter
is.
at heart. And he's
Fighter
put
at
his
heart.
demons
He's been
at
dealing with
bay.
them for a minute.
He put them at bay. I'm not saying they're not there, but they're definitely
They're
at
definitely
bay.
there.
Yo, moving on though to talking about more of this emotional journey for Cudi, but I mean she knows. I know that's like your favorite song.
That's my favorite song.
It's Jeff's favorite song. I wouldn't say that's my favorite song. I'd say my favorite song would actually be the next one after, but
I'll say she knows because it's the one song I caught myself fucking singing.
she knows.
Yeah, she knows it.
I mean, and the beat switch at the end where
Yeah.
the tempo almost like it ramps up.
Watch the video.
Oh.
It reminds me. Did you ever watch Starboy by the Weeknd?
Yeah,
Very much like that music video.
that was a great
Very
music, that was a dope
fucking
music
dope.
video.
They made
So, what other music videos was
he did that into, it's technically quote unquote short film. It goes from that into, I don't want to butcher the name. It was Heaven on Earth.
Those two songs were
Heaven on Earth
actually
was
my
weird.
favorite.
The video, anyways.
Those two were my favorite on the first playthrough.
Okay.
When I played it around, I have almost every song. I mean,
It's
Elsa's Baby Boy, that song, I love that song too. I don't want to get too much into it before 10th comes back, but She Knows This was definitely my the favorite song when I first listened to it.
Yeah, it was a funky situation because I don't want to get too far ahead, but like I was like, man, this album feels too long though. Personally, to me, and I'm like, something sounds redundant, but then I couldn't cut anything, so I'm just like, okay, now I'm just looking for excuses.
So I
Right?
actually felt the same way. I really hate to say this. I wasn't going to say it on air, but the first playthrough, 10 was telling me that Kid Cudi said it felt like Man on the Moon 3 when he was making it, and that's why he named it Man on the Moon 3. I don't think that was the sole reason, because you can see all the elements of Man on the Moon in this album. It sounded the same way that it felt like Man on the Moon 3. It wasn't Man on the Moon 3. And the reason I say this is the first playthrough, mind you, it sounds like Man on the Moon 3. It is Man on the Moon 3. I say this now. The first playthrough, I almost had to think back for a second, because it is 2020. Kid Cudi has gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of shit. It was the beats for me, and the way I say that is it was way too quantized, and the beats were too good. And what I mean by that is they were too structured. And you know how Kid Cudi has these weird beats, like on Man on the Moon 1, Alive, the song Alive.
Yeah.
Like he had some weird beats that weren't very conventional. On this album, he has a lot of beats that are conventional, almost trap beats, which I didn't like on the first playthrough. Like She Knows
You didn't want
This
drill?
and like
Drill Cudi?
Heaven on Earth. We'll talk about Show Out in a second. I have mixed feelings about that song as well.
Really?
We're still on She Knows. I'm mentioning why the first playthrough. I wasn't gonna say it on live because I feel like I hate myself for it, and I almost do hate myself for saying it now. But on the first playthrough, I felt like it sounded not like Man on the Moon 3 should have felt like.
You should have. Everybody told Sir.
And I said that. I'll quickly say what I was saying, but the beats were too trapped. They're too structured. They're too quantized. They sounded too good for a Kid Cudi album.
Ooh. Okay.
I take that back wholeheartedly now the second time I've listened to it, because I can almost only say that for She Knows This and Heaven on Earth and maybe one other song.
I told Sir, my first listen through on this, that if you you mix these tracks up, Man on the Moon 3, Man on the Moon 1, I mean, I guess I didn't do a heavy listen to Man on the Moon 2, but Man on the Moon 1, Man on the Moon 3, you put these two and you mix them, you can definitely tell what's Man on the Moon 1. That's why I didn't feel like it continued.
I agree, and that's what I meant when I said
but
that.
hear me out here.
I totally changed my mind,
This feels like a pinnacle point of every project he's ever done. Is my thing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a kid named Cuddy. It reminds me of when he was rapping with fucking Chip. It reminds me of Man on the Moon 1 and 2. It reminds me of the first Plain Pat thing he ever did. The first Plain Pat mixtape he did.
Pat, and
Like, it reminds me.
you think it has that much range?
Plain
It has that range, and that's the thing is that I think I said this to you. I don't think it's about maintaining the energy. I think Man on the Moon 3 as a name is about returning to the people who need him most.
Yeah.
I'm back home. I've come back to the moon.
Yeah, I would say that, but like Nick said, he felt himself this was a continuation.
But what if that's what I mean? Is like, what if it was a landing moment?
Landing on the moon
I
again?
I
or-
hated to
Felt
say
back
that just
home.
now,
He felt like he came back home.
but on the first playthrough, I really did have a weird mixed feeling where, I mean, it's been a long time since Man on the Moon 2. So
Did
I
you
can't
forget what
blame
it felt
him.
like to be on the moon? Nah, I'm just kidding.
I mean, Man on the Moon. Okay, so if we did a quick ranking, obviously Man on the Moon 1, then 2, then 3 would still be my ranking. I'll never change that.
I think I'm going 1, 3, 2.
1, 3, 2. I think
Actually,
2 is so good.
God, literally, actually, I don't. 2
has
wasn't
ghosts,
the impact
2
for
has-
me.
That was the impact for me, though.
Alone, all along, holds the weight of an entire album to me because I still
And
listen
that's
to
on
that
number
song
2.
when I'm by
That's on 2,
myself.
so it counts as 2.
That's what I mean. I'm like, just off of that alone. But
And he has Rev of Ev, bro.
this whole fucking thing is beautiful, bro. Like, she knows the time switch in there.
That doesn't take any
Weight
flack
away.
out-
Yeah,
weight
yeah,
away from
yeah,
this album.
yeah.
This album is
They're
ridiculous.
all life impactful. So we go. Let's just move even forward. Like Dive. I love Dive and Damaged. I love the straightforwardness of some of his life issues that he's able to, really put on blast. Like,
One of my favorite.
diving into your life like that. Cudi hasn't had an easy road, and he's never had the easy position in rap. Imagine being the rapper where if you weren't emotional enough and raw enough, they would fucking crucify you.
Yeah.
Where people literally need you so much, you couldn't have an entire happy album.
No, you can't.
So someone like him has to dive into the deepest depth of himself to be like, to humanize himself continuously. Imagine the constant state of mind that it's kept him in, to think about darkness, to think about his life issues.
I mean, when I say this is a great album and it feels like Man on the Moon 3 and it is Man on the Moon 3, that's saying a lot because he had a lot of time. I say that again, but he had a lot of time from 2 to 3 where he could have fucked something up. He could have made this.
But the thing
Not
is,
sound like
Cudi
it.
was so tapped in, he could release 10 bad albums and people would always be there for him.
Incredible fan base.
He's an Andre 3000 in the same way.
He almost started this cult-like following of fans.
Yes.
Because
Everyone's a
I'm trying
rager.
to think who, like, I'll still see to this
Everyone's
day
a
on
rager.
Twitter, Kid Cudi's Twitter, his followers are insane. They remind me of Lil Uzi Vert fans.
Bro, he was the original for so many
He was
people.
like the original Lil Uzi Vert fan club. Like,
It's the blueprint.
literally.
So many of
Not
these
only
rappers
Blueprint,
owe
but
their
idol.
career to him.
Yeah. He's also idol to many people.
So, that
Emotionally and spiritually, yeah.
damaged, like, just the way that he's able to, pinpoint his journey and talk about that so transparently. He's like the most clairvoyant rapper of all time, maybe. With just being like, it doesn't matter if I'm lyrical, man. I'm just telling you how shitty I feel right now.
And it's so good, and he does so well at it.
Yeah.
It's
Heaven
crazy.
on earth. I don't know how many people catch the reference.
The Travis Scott reference.
No, fuck no. Fuck that. No. Bro, when he's like, bro, I'm not even gonna fucking butcher it. Heaven at Night. Heaven at Night from Kid Cudi. Do you not remember that song?
Dude, I forgot about that song.
That is one of
I
his
remember
best
that song.
songs ever. I used to fucking
That chorus.
die and cry to that fucking song because I just would remember feeling the bliss
Heaven
of
at
being
Night,
faded,
bro, I
but
forgot
knowing
about that shit.
that I was gonna fucking have to wake up from this eventually. And that's that shit that Cudi will always be the god at, bro. That's a kid named Cudi. Like, literally, it's fucking, that's mixtape Cudi. And that's what I mean, is that this album represents more than just the album trilogy. It represents the culmination of his entire life. Remember in Dewey Cox when he's like, Mr. Cox, and he's like, don't talk to him. He's got to think about his whole life before he performs. That's what Man on the Moon 3 feels like, bro.
Feels like the ultimate, like
Like-
the last landing.
Literally. Like this song, I gotta cut it off for a second.
Dude, I forgot about this song.
Bro. You ever been to heaven at night?
Get your lighters up, everybody.
Heaven at night. Oh, have you?
I've been very blessed to say I've seen Kid Cudi twice.
And he said, I
times.
need what the world can give me. Can give me. And it's the thing is that no one ever can fucking fulfill you. And I love you guys to death. You guys couldn't be my saving grace even if you wanted to.
No one
And
can.
neither could Cudi.
Only
Although he
you can.
opened the door to it, it takes stepping into it yourself to realize
100%.
that we can create our own heaven. It takes stepping in and wanting happiness.
Yeah, put heaven on earth.
Put heaven on earth. Exactly. From heaven at night to heaven at earth.
It's a little dark in the short film.
It is.
If you watch it, he dies.
That's
But
the
still.
aesthetic. That's his aesthetic.
But
So he had to die to have heaven on earth, which is kind of weird.
but that's the point of his eternal suffering.
yeah. It
You
is.
can't
Yeah.
turn back from.
Same with like religion, like Jesus, for example.
It's an emotional bond, man.
He died for our sins.
Yes.
That's what Kid Cudi.
And that's what's hard is like, if you didn't know Cudi before the album, I could see people
feel
giving it a
sorry for
bad.
you.
I could see people. Yeah, I do. I could see people being turned away. Pitchfork gave this a 4.9 out of fucking 10. Are they on drugs?
It
No,
felt,
they couldn't be on drugs because they would love it more.
They said it wasn't Man on the Moon 3. Like, what?
Because they never went through the fucking emotional journey.
Well,
You could tell those motherfuckers grew up in the fucking hills with no fucking issues.
It depends on who it is and everything like that. And,
Yeah.
and that probably doesn't speak to everyone there. Which
Absolutely
is crazy. It's
not.
like, I guarantee.
If I was on the staff, I'd be like, bro, are you serious?
you give this clearance?
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, you can't give this clearance.
You can't give this clearance. It's the same way that GameSpot gave Cyberpunk a bad rating because the chick didn't try the side quests, and I wasn't really into the customization.
Who gave this bitch clearance?
Who gave you fucking clearance? She gave the last Pokemon game a bad rating.
I'm not
because
saying
it had,
this as a
because it had-
she.
because it had-
I'm saying this
no,
towards
I'm not.
everyone.
Anyone. That person, the GameSpot reviewer, gave the last Pokemon a bad review because she said, it just didn't seem realistic that there was so much water in the world.
You're in fucking Pokemon.
And the world is 70%, the Earth is 70% water. Like,
Maybe too much water on the screen.
and for someone to complain about an RPG has so many side quests, I honestly just didn't partake in them.
An RPG.
An RPG, and she said I only customized my weapons once, and I just didn't feel the need to.
Yeah, man.
I'm playing Cyberpunk right now. I'll tell you.
Okay, on that note, I do kind of feel with her.
With what?
Weapons.
But the weapons are ill. You don't need to customize them, but they're ill.
I mean, that's the plus side to it too, right? You don't need to customize them because they're ill.
But that's a plus, yeah.
But you have the option to, but you will not do it because you don't feel the need to. But also because you keep getting new weapons in the game, they keep getting stronger. So why the fuck would you want to customize one and you're gonna get the same new one, but that's like 10 times stronger in like 10 levels? You know
But
what I mean?
that's total RPG shit, where
That's
it's
what
like
that is
all on
RPG
you.
shit.
That's all on you, though.
Exactly.
So like, I would never give a game a bad score because it was an option.
For an option, exactly.
Yeah, like for in The Witcher, I didn't always augment swords because I was like, fuck, but I'm about to get the new icy sword.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't want to use this stone. But I would use it when I would run into bosses. I'd be like, oh, this fucking vampire, I'm going to fuck you up with this rune I've been saving. Like,
Well, it is weird in a generation where you have. I don't know if you ever came from GameFAQ, but GameFAQ.
Fact, yeah.
Okay, so you
Of
come from
course.
that era.
Of
All right.
course.
See, that's what I mean. Like, week one of a video game, there's a meta, and they'll tell you this is the strongest. If you want to be this, blah blah blah. You can find that. Back then, like, I had to fucking on Final Fantasy VII. I had to learn what material was and like mess with all that
Or
stuff.
buy that fucking $40 game
That's
guide.
wrong. Even then, it didn't go in depth about
That's true.
materia. So I'm saying, like, it's a different world now where it's like, if you really want to dive into an RPG, you gotta shut everything off.
Yeah.
yeah, same shit. If you're going to dive into an album this emotionally sensitive to the culture,
You should
you
dive.
should probably close the room, take some DMT,
No,
get
no.
yourself a decade back, and listen to Man in the Moon
No,
1
no.
and 2 if you didn't experience it.
Well, no, literally. I mean,
If you didn't experience it, you
not
couldn't.
literally, but figuratively.
They should have went in the room and been like, hey,
I've talked
anyone
to
here
friends.
have a hard time and loved Cudi when they were young? You're the reviewer. Like,
I have friends that have listened to Man on the Moon and listened to this and their favorite songs were She Knows This and Heaven on Earth. That's
Yeah.
it.
like
And to me that was the reason why on the first playthrough I didn't like it, because those were the two standout trap beat songs
You didn't like.
that people like.
Okay, we gotta keep going.
Yeah,
Bro.
but
show out a Pop Smoke and Kid Cudi song.
I fucking loved it.
Legendary Future, I think he just put that there because it was Pop Smoke. I'm sorry.
Skepta though too.
That song is
I don't know.
good.
Cudi's notoriously picky though too, so I feel like they had this tucked before he died.
Listening to Cudi,
Try to drill.
knowing Cudi,
Doing drill.
rapping drill bars, saying he'll pop your ass.
I think
It
he
didn't
would.
say why. I mean, he probably would,
He's
but
from Cleveland, bro. He's not from a good part of Cleveland either.
that's true. He's from. Yeah, I mean, he has
Say shit out. of
talked
Cleveland.
about shooting people, but not
And
like
you heard
that.
Chip the Rip talk about Cleveland too. Like, they ain't from pretty parts. It is what it is. I know it was a little out of character, but I think it was just him getting in his bag.
I think
You know,
it
he
worked.
wasn't out there going crazy, being like, it's
definitely
GDK,
worked.
BDK, or like any fucking crazy shit. He wasn't saying nothing
It
crazy.
definitely worked though. Yeah.
You know, it would have been funny if he put like Fivio Foreign on it or some shit.
Roll that fronto, get right.
Yeah, exactly. He's still talking his shit. I like the Skepta verse. I'm usually not a Skepta person.
Went hard.
Yo, I like the way he just sounds. I'm not like it's weird to say that, but at the end of the day, I'm like I will listen to a Skepta verse. Yeah, I'll listen to a Skepta verse because it's like, man, like I enjoy your voice.
When Skepta first came
But
out,
didn't he? Wasn't he on Drake's album?
On a few things. Skepta's been on
It's
a
that
ton of
Batman
shit.
thing he says.
That's. I feel like that's how Skepta got.
That's not him.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's how I found out of Skepta.
Who is that?
I don't think that's Skepta.
That's Skepta.
What? Wait, what?
He's like Batman. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
No, I don't think it was.
Was it not?
No.
Oh,
that
it was
man's
Gigs.
What is that?
It's
Man's
Gibbs.
not hot.
Gigs.
Gigs, yeah.
Yeah.
Man's not hot. No.
Oh, that's the same shit. It's the same person.
Uh,
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Bro, but then we get to Mr. Solo Dolo 3.
How do you feel about that?
I loved it. What's funny is that I actually don't like Mr. Solo Dolo 2. It's just because Mr. Solo Dolo 1 was so perfect when I needed it.
Yeah.
I didn't need number 2.
Or
Now
three.
here I am
Or
working.
three.
I needed 3 though, and that's what I felt like the song was for. And I'm not saying that it negates what you said though, because like you said, I don't know if it needed to be on the album. Well, for the new heads, I feel like it could be passable. For me, I needed it to be on the album.
That song really hurt me.
It hurt me, but it made me realize that
Well, it hurt me in a bad way.
Cudi will be there for me
I felt that
forever.
wholeheartedly in
And,
that
like,
song. It didn't feel like Solo Dolo 3. I don't know why. I feel like he just.
It wasn't sad enough.
I don't know.
sad.
I don't know.
It wasn't
what
sad
was.
enough.
No, bear with me
Man,
here. I feel like
He goes,
really
"Are you
just-
serious?"
I feel like he really just because it was named Solo Dolo 3, made it a good song. And I hate to say that too on any. I love Kid Cudi. He's literally my favorite
You're
artist.
saying like on a blind listen, you wouldn't be like, "This is Solo Dolo 3."
No, not at all. 100% no. I would think it was
Yeah.
some random. It was another single off
okay.
there.
Okay.
And
Sad as fuck.
Jeff's like, I don't know, just talk about how fucking sad.
I don't know. What did you think about that? Because it was a sad song, yes. And it's hard to, because I'm trying to think back on Solo Dolo 2. I actually did not like it. I actually didn't like it at the first listen through, and now I love.
Well, I
Solo
mean,
Dolo
when he's
2.
like deep in hell and dark's corners, deep in my dreams perceived. Yeah, I take it they don't know about it. Yeah, I take it I don't need nobody. Like, it's just like he didn't hit the chorus the way that he used to, but man, he hit the notes, bro. Like I was like, damn, you're still fucking lonely because.
Or you can tap into it.
Or you can tap into it, I guess. But I mean, I buy it, and the reason
I
I
know
say that is because Kanye is the proof of trying to tap into deep emotions. Where like as much as I love Kanye, when he tries to get overly emotional now, I'm like, bro, you didn't just step away from the car crash like you did a decade ago. And I'm not saying that in a fucked up way, but he can't mimic his old emotion.
This is definitely Cudi's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I mean, this was his
Yeah.
saddest song.
This is
Mr.
it.
Solo
I
Dolo
think
3
this
was
is
the
his
saddest
My
song.
Twisted
he
Dark
had to
Fantasy.
go back.
It's a black swan.
You have to go back.
And like people have been like, whoa, like I think this is a overall well-received album. It's loved.
The way it went into Sad People, though, Sad People I had it up there with fucking
She knows.
That's one of your favorites?
yeah, because I was sitting there like,
For the sad people.
because I was like, fuck, I couldn't listen to this all the time, but where it took me on this like the journey was a place in I
People
needed to
don't
go.
read his lyrics though, and that's why. So I don't even be spitting them because I feel like that's when you get lost in his delivery. But like in the dead of night, I have these dreams. Will it happen to me? Will I burn out? Have I been wrong? What does it mean? All these things I can't understand why. Say something's wrong with me. I know. I drive myself alone. Driving I go.
Yeah.
It's a poet at the end of the day, speaking to the darkest depths of humanity.
And he's got the
It's those damn hums.
It's those damn hums, man. Like they're so iconic that they're in the lyric mode on Apple Music. And did you guys see that? Did you guys see that perfect placement for the Google commercial that's not Siri? That's like he literally it's one of the most perfect commercials I've ever seen. He fucking hums like. Oh no, he hums like Soundtrack to My Life or some shit, and he's like, "You're wanting to play Kid Cudi," and it plays the song, showing that Google can now translate hums for songs.
Thank you, Kid Cudi.
And it's the illest fucking commercial that no one other than Cudi deserved to have.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm gonna hum that Kid Cudi Travis Scott song.
I mean, there's videos on his hum.
What song is that
all
called
through
again?
the late
Oh,
night.
it's a jam. That's a
I love
fucking
that song.
jam.
Yeah, bro. Like, and for him to get to that point. Now, I will say, Elsie's Baby, September 16th, in the Void. I am honest enough to say they are great
Don't say
in
it.
the sense that
Don't say it.
I'm honest enough to say that they're
You
great
can
in a
skip
sense.
them.
They're great in his personal sense. And that's the only reason why I don't want to take them off the album, because he's such a personal artist. I feel like he needed to get all of that shit off his chest. I will say,
didn't
for
like it?
instance, Elsie's Baby, it's so personal.
Elsie's Baby Boy sounds like a song. That's when it sounded like, and it says flashback. It sounded like a mixtape song. That song.
I love the
That sounded like a
transparency.
old Cudi.
I love the transparency. I don't know if I'm living a dark enough time to bump them. And that's why I'm not mad at them. Maybe another 10 or sir who's 17 right now, living his darkest life, thrown up in an alley with blood, 220 pounds,
Well,
needs this like I needed it. And I will not take that away from him.
I mean, I believe this is, I mean, what it sounded like to me was a song he wrote a while back
Mhm.
and just now put out.
He needed to get it off his chest, though.
Yeah, like, he could have wrote this probably on Man on the Moon 1 and was just like, oh, man, if I put this on here.
That's what it sounded like.
I don't know. Will
Maybe
they
I'm
like
not
it?
big enough to do this.
Yeah, I mean, think about the cadence he had to sing. He sung it like a fucking, like, lullaby, almost.
Mhm.
And it's not something to put you to kid to sleep with. I'll tell you that.
It was like rough vocals though. Like back in the day, sounded like some demo tapes.
That's what it sounded like.
Sounded like
mixtape
demo
shit.
tapes.
Yeah.
Sounded like he's hanging out with Plain Pat alone,
Yeah.
And just got that
just
raw.
talking
vocal.
about shit, make Plain cry.
Not even mastered his
Goddamn.
voice track.
Yeah.
Just-
Moving on to the rest of the track though, man. Like I don't mean to skip through those three. If you guys have anything more to say about them, like by all means.
I don't know.
Loving Me with the Phoebe Bridgers, man. Cudi back to doing what Cudi always do, man. Beautiful track, but showcasing someone I'd never heard of. And like for instance, like
I love.
I knew MGMT and Rat-a-Tat, but like bro,
I didn't.
that was a huge moment for them being on Cudi's old project.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yo, who's this Phoebe Bridgers?
Now you're checking her out.
I'm with
Have
her.
you peeped her?
Oh, is she fire?
No, I haven't.
No.
I-
I thought you were like, this is girl's trash.
I thought you were gonna be like, bro, you don't know?
I thought you were going to be like, she's trash.
Oh, no, but-
that was my second favorite feature.
I know what your first is though.
Yes,
Bro.
we're coming up to it.
Trippy Red on Rockstar Nights.
I love that song.
Holy fucking shit.
I
if
think
there's
that's my
not-
favorite
if
feature,
there's-
actually.
Bro,
Yeah.
if there's not a perfect unification of the past and the present, showcasing Cudi's inspiration or like his effect over the whole fucking industry and the influence that he's spread,
Perfect feature
it's
for that
this.
song. So good.
It's fucking this.
Maybe I missed it because I thought that moment came when he was on Birds on the Trap.
But that's not his
like,
album.
That's like almost like
But it wasn't
the
his album,
same.
exactly.
I think it's the
like,
same.
That was like the same. Like him and Travis are not the
I
same.
couldn't.
They're the Scots. They literally
They're
have
the
branded
Scots.
that. They
Yeah.
have branded that together.
Yeah.
They're the Scots.
I just couldn't. But what I mean by that is I didn't realize it at the time when I listened to Birds on the Trap. After Travis still continued to grow as an artist and drop Astroworld, all these other projects,
Right.
I was like, damn, man, like you really, like Cudi sound had such an influence on you that like I didn't know it was influencing such an
Travis
influential
Scott
artist.
is the modern Kid Cudi. Astroworld, I don't care what people say, even though he's saying shit differently
That's
because
my shit.
like even though he's saying things differently and he's a little more abrasive of drugs, that shit is saving lives.
Yep.
People are listening to that.
Have you seen that documentary?
Zone the fuck out. Yeah.
Kids love this dude.
Fuck yeah, bro. And he's a good dude in that documentary, but I gotta shoot you the podcast on Producer Grind where they talk to the dude who did the musical score for it, and the genius behind that. Having to do the musical score for someone like Travis Scott, who's already a genius.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous.
I'd be sweating the whole time. Like, I'd be like, oh, bro, I hope he likes this. Like,
I don't know if I can do it.
I love,
But that Trippie Redd song
like,
was my favorite.
Rockstar
feature.
Live, thinking back, I could be dead. Like,
Rockstar, and then the
Like,
that's just hard, bro.
yo, it was the one
God.
track I think Trippie bodied him.
I will have to agree with you on that, bro. His
For real.
chorus killed it.
Dude,
If Cuddy did that chorus, you think he would do? I think he'd do it justice.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I think he knew. I need to get one of my sons on this.
A yeller. I need a rager on this.
I need one of my sons.
Young
One
Rager.
of the modern
And you can tell it
Ragers.
was a modern rager and old ragers on.
Have
that.
you seen the clip of
Mario Judah
of
meeting
and
Trippie
meeting
Redd?
Trippie Redd? He goes, a rock star.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Mario Judah's like, yeah.
yeah. And he's like, fucking Mario Judah hits his signature of quotes.
Trippie Redd just dying, like
Yeah,
laughing in front of his face.
yeah.
Like his whole crew's just
That's
laughing at him.
Gotta be racist.
That is gotta be racist. Like, I fucking love that moment, though, bro. Like, holy shit. That was a moment that I was like, yo, kind of like Trippie Redd.
His energy is
It's positive.
contagious.
It's fire.
contagious.
He's a fucking dude who loves the culture, but
Yeah.
not just rap. He loves music.
Yeah.
He loves music, and he loves raging.
Well, we watched. Okay, didn't we watch that Lil Dicky show?
yeah.
So we almost kind of got this like mean, angry Trippie Redd vibe
Because
we
he
saw
hella's
him
funny
on
in
the
that.
show.
But they hella clown on Gunna
he's
and
really
Young Thug,
funny
too.
on that,
They
yeah.
clown on Gunna and Young Thug in that, too, where Young Thug's
Like
coughing.
some
He's
stoner
like,
ass.
and he's like, oh, are you sick? He's like, nah, I just have a sore throat. And Gunna's like, oh, yeah, you was sick, though, before. And Dicky's like, I don't want to hint that. He's like, fuck wrong with you? Like, and they fucking...
If you ever watched Lil Dicky show on
Yes.
Hulu, that's a
Watch
must
Dave.
watch.
That shit is the
Dave is
shit.
funny
Oh
as
my
shit.
god, bro. That shit
you
is
watched
the
Dave?
shit.
Heard of it.
Bro,
should
the,
watch all of
the
it.
rapper features in it are hilarious. Like YG's in there and shit
A
too.
lot
like,
of relevant like music industry knowledge.
he's like,
too, that
oh,
you'll gain.
yeah, you were sick the other day.
Like actually, like
He's like, yeah, man, I'm not
the
sick no
industry.
more.
He's
So you
like,
want to hit
"What?"
that? And he's like, oh, well, actually. But yeah, like,
It's like no, you said you were sick.
that's so funny. He's like, fuck, man. Yeah, fuck you. Like, the last two tracks, though, man. I hope we didn't rush
For the
this.
kids.
For the kids.
This could have had its own.
No, we could have done a whole ass episode on this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost sorry that we took. a lot
I'm
of
like
time
sad
out of
that I'm
Hawlow.
sad
we
that
should
another.
have done Cuddy's album first.
That's one thing. I don't know. I haven't checked the charts, but I don't know if it was the greatest week for Harlow to come out.
Oh, cause Cuddy came out, dude. His album,
Yeah, iconic.
and I'm sorry to say this, I don't know why, but Taylor Swift obviously.
Oh,
dropped
she's
some
doing
shit, and
numbers. Oh my fucking
I think
God.
she's number one.
Hey man, I ain't mad at her, bro. She's got that song Willow. It's a banger.
Hey, hip hop podcast, stick with me here, Tan. Come on.
For the kids.
We-
For the kids.
for the kids, man. I loved Lord I Know. So I'm sorry.
No,
I
go
won't
ahead.
skip. We're on For the Kids. It was a good track. I'm gonna
Did you
read.
like it though?
I'm gonna read a lyric off of it just because I almost kind of forget it.
It's a little too direct.
But it is.
Do it all day for the kiddies. Real life dreamers in the suburbs and the cities. Ooh, yeah, I like this. Ride around town, windows up, steaming, beaming, singing along to it in the cut, heavy streaming.
Yeah, it's
Hey
a little
man, he's
direct.
playing to
I
the
don't know
modern
why,
sound. He's playing to the modern, bro. Like, Cuddy is recognizing. Yeah, your Great Ocean out. Cuddy is recognizing that he has transcended beyond himself,
Yeah.
and that this,
Okay.
that he's one of those artists that will always affect the youth. I got friends that are fucking 19 posting this shit. Like not friends, but my little brother. Like, you know, like my little brother posting this shit, being like, yo, Cudder back. And shit like that. Not
That's crazy.
realizing that like 11-year-olds were impacted when he was out.
I was gonna say, how old was he when he was?
And Kobe, my brother Kobe in college this year, the day that this album dropped, he posted it.
I mean,
He
You are
doesn't
his
do it
brother.
before
He has
you.
good taste.
And that goes to show, though. That's
You are his
in
brother,
touch, though.
Yeah.
He's in touch. Like, he's here and will always be here. Imagine, and I will never put this out there. I'm not even going to say it in the way that I'm going to say. Imagine if he was gone sometime in the next few years.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Kid C Ghost too.
He would fucking
Very,
transcend so
underappreciated
far
album.
beyond who he is right now.
We're gonna get a Kid C Ghost.
Like,
I mean, to see
I'm gonna say a hot take. I don't need it.
he's a goat, bro.
You don't need it.
I don't need it.
I think when you get it,
Kid See Ghost was cool, but nothing in it touched me. Nothing in it shifted me. Nothing in it made me feel anything. That Christmas sample was hard as fuck.
It came at a weird. I was in college, so I loved listening to it when I did.
Man, I was
I
bumping
haven't
back
played
to
it back.
Santeria.
I haven't played it back.
Santeria.
I haven't played it back.
Well, let's not forget that Daytona came out right before it. I literally
This is true.
didn't need it at the time.
And I'm pretty sure Drake dropped something too.
And yes, Scorpion. And
that was out, right? Yeah.
yes, and not to be fucked up, it's Kanye that ruins it for me there. He doesn't have the emotional depth that Cudi does. So all the songs sound like half Watch the Throne, half Kid Cudi.
we took Ghost Town for Yay, which is kind of lame.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like I just didn't need it. It like really didn't get me anyway. Like it really didn't make me feel like, oh fuck, bro, Kanye's in this dark place, man. I hope he's doing better or anything. It felt like he was leeching off of Cudi's fandom. Because the magic comes from Cudi on that album.
Yeah.
In my
Well,
opinion.
it's funny. My favorite song, I think, is Cudi Montage.
Like, kids see go sometimes. Kids see go sometimes.
Either Fourth Dimension or Cudi Montage is my favorite song, and those are very Cudi heavily influenced songs.
I felt like Kanye needed that more than Cudi needed that.
I don't know, he had such a year though.
I think it was
Wasn't
a
that
great.
the year of Yay? I mean, it was supposed to be the year of Yay.
It was supposed to, but I
But
mean,
then
like, let's be
Scorpion came
real.
out, and then those
Let's be
bars
real.
about Kim
The
Kardashian
Tatiana,
came out.
the Tiana Taylor album, ass. The Nas album that year, ass. Kids See Ghosts,
I liked it.
meh.
I liked it.
Yay, meh. Santeria,
Well, yeah, that's
Daytona.
That's all you needed, right? It
Like-
felt like he took the most time on that.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah.
that's a disrespect. How the fuck are you gonna take the most time on Push's album and not Nas, the greatest fucking Queensbridge MC of all time?
If you would have gave all those beats to Nas,
Not even if all the fucking beats on Nas's album were sped up 5 to 10 BPM.
Hard.
Hard.
the other.
There is literally a sped up version out there that sounds better.
great.
The most iconic picture to me, and I think for a long time, has been when Ye is first showing Life of Pablo, and he's standing there right next to Cudi, and they're just both so happy. I think that's the last time I've seen Ye actually happy.
That's so hard, and that's what's crazy is that like
It's right next to Cudi.
they're both just so imbalanced right now that it's hard. And Cudi seems truly happy. I don't think him and Kanye are in the proper states to make an album together.
No, not right now.
Not right now.
I wouldn't
Kanye's
even
too
want
radical.
Ye around me if I was Cudi. I
Yeah,
wouldn't want the
Kanye
fool around me.
exactly. Cudi is so
Sadly.
fucking happy right now.
Yeah.
Like, I
loved it. This
want
journey-
him to stay happy.
This
But
journey seeing Kid Cudi go from
This would be perfect time
This
for
shit.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy 2.
Kanye will never make another My Twisted Dark
If he
No.
did, though,
if he was smart, he would not.
why?
because it's the most perfect
It is
album.
way too much of a bar to reach.
It's
and
too much
I
of a
say
bar.
that with the most respect to him because
He could never
he's one of
he
the
could
greatest
never
MCs
recreate
of all time,
He
and
could
I
never
can still say
recreate the
that.
Runaway movie.
No,
Yeah.
and he will
and he was-
never.
bro, he was
he
in
can't
such a
create
perfect-
monster. He can't create.
He was in such a perfect destructive mind state of love and hate all at the same time.
Devil in a New
He'd
Dress.
lost so much and found and realized he had nothing.
gorgeous, just
he
all that,
he had
bro,
nothing to
no.
lose. I think Kanye post Kids will never make a My Twisted Dark Fantasy again. He had nothing, bro.
Like,
Look through pictures of my email. I sent this girl a picture of my dick. I don't know what it is with females, but I'm not too good with that shit. Like, never again.
Yeah.
Because he's a family man now. Yo, and there's no disrespect, or I ain't even gonna get into that territory. Kim got him by the balls, bro.
But I do say that's where I think.
If
it's
they
the only
divorce, he will make a perfect
greatest
project.
album
He will make the
ever.
greatest album, and I don't want them to.
I
don't want them
I
to.
kind of do.
The only
Now that
reason
you
I
it.
say that
For the album,
Yeah.
is that's the only way he would delve into that thought process.
that's what I mean. He would only. The only way Kanye
Even
is
if they
making.
didn't break up, I'm
Bro,
just saying like
He still made
making-
dirty songs,
The
though.
only way Kanye is making a My Twisted Dark Fantasy 2 is if Kim divorces him and he loses the kid for a year.
Yeah.
He would make the craziest fucking swan song of all time. Let's not forget, bro, the first single off of that wasn't Runaway, it was Power.
Yeah.
You remember the first time you ever heard Power?
Yeah, made me jump.
I was
jump out the
thrown
window.
off. I was like, whoa.
It is the embodiment of everything he was in that moment.
It's an
Literally
embodiment
the
of him.
first time you heard it, oh, hey, oh,
I thought I was in some
hey.
fucking. I thought I was in
The first time I
Tribe.
saw it, I was watching the video,
Yeah.
and it zooms out slowly from that whole fucking masterpiece.
No woman can have
All that power.
The whole verses.
Like,
clock's ticking.
Everything.
And then he got Mike Dean. Bro, Mike Dean goes crazy on that solo. Like literally, never again.
No,
he
yeah.
will have to reach a whole different level.
Long answer short. He shouldn't and will not.
I don't want him to have to reach that level again.
No.
Every
To be
superhero
truthful-
needs his muse.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're like, oh shit, I can't. Bro, in Runaway is the most beautiful,
Video.
simple piano piece of the
We
20s,
talked
of the
about
2000s.
this, we
of the
talked
2000s.
about this earlier. There's not one song that is identified by one single note. I feel like
Just the
Played
fucking
once.
intro.
played once, and I saw this live. In concert, and he brought out his fucking little piano. He brought out like a little
Yeah.
table, and he got everything set up. Played the one fucking note.
Everyone went crazy.
Everyone went buck. It was I got goosebumps. I was like, holy
And when it comes in,
shit.
and it was, look at you, look at you, look at
Literally.
you, look at you.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit.
Man, even just that second fucking verse. Like, I'm not even gonna do the start, but he's like,
What song were you?
power,
Living
man.
in that 21st
Yeah, he said,
century.
I just needed time alone with my own thoughts. Got treasures in my mind, but couldn't
Open up my own vault.
My childhood, like creativity, purity, and honesty, is honestly being crowded by these grown thoughts. Reality is catching up to me, taking my inner child. I'm fighting for custody. With these responsibilities they entrusted me, as I look down at my diamond encrusted feet, thinking
No
no more.
one man should have all
that.
this power.
It's so fucking real.
Like he will
really
never
looked at some
tap
shit and
into
be
that.
like,
He
"God
knew
damn."
that was the moment when he knew he was shallow, superficial, and at his worst and best all at the same
He literally
time.
started that by saying, "I embody every characteristic of the egotistic." He knows.
I love
he's
that
so
how you
fucking
describe that
different.
because the album name
He was
describes
at-
that. My
he was-
beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy.
He
The
literally
whole
exactly.
statement is
he was at rock bottom and at the height, all at the same fucking time.
That's what jumping out the
what do they
window.
call that? A black sheep. What is that?
Like the most melancholy black sheep
what
rappers
is, what
ever
is that
known.
word?
It's a pariah.
That,
a pariah
that's like
in that
something
moment.
that, but it's not. Fuck, the black sheep. Like a big shrimp. You know what I mean?
Hyperbole.
No, that's over exaggeration of things. I don't know, but
You know what I
You
mean?
know what
He
I
was
mean.
he was the black sheep of rap at the time, all while being the blinding star. There was no one
Man.
that wasn't either hating him at their
All
maximum.
the lights
Everyone-
burn.
Everyone was
going-
hating him more than ever and loving him more than ever, all at the same fucking time.
All right,
going
let's-
way
let's
too
get back to
far
Cuddy.
away from my boy Cuddy though, because we have Lord I Know, and I fucking love that. That's a great outro. I love this song, and it was one of the trap beats too, the faster beats.
Yes.
When I heard it, and I was almost thrown off when I listened to the first playthrough, but man,
It was the
He's-
perfect ending.
it was a good ending. Cuddy's back.
Just kind of like
Exactly.
that.
That's what it was. It was him being like, I know what I've been through in this journey. I know who I am. I know where I am. I know where I've been. I know where I can go. And that's beautiful. If there was ever a swan song, if there was ever a last dance, Man on the Moon 3 could absolutely be his last album.
Yeah.
But it could also serve as the entry point to a whole nother decade.
I'd be sad, but I'd be okay with it.
Absolutely. And I don't think many people get that.
Yeah.
Jay on the Black Album. Kanye's moment was My Twisted Dark Fantasy. Like, there's very rare moments where artists have the perfect final album. And that was it. This is it. And it doesn't have to be.
It was definitely the last Man on the Moon.
Yes.
It's a trilogy.
Absolutely. Which is
Best-
heartbreaking
Probably the best
and
trilogy album.
heartwarming. all
Unless
at the same time.
2020 is a trailer.
Yeah. I have never been so
Or Simulation.
so heartwarming and so heartbroken all at the same time. It's like saying goodbye to a friend you no longer need to give therapy to.
But that's great.
But could you ever be sad about that?
No, because you get a fucking.
You
You
see-
see
Because
it.
you know
next
he's
step.
okay.
The next step is more than ever.
New
I
chapter.
know that Cudi is in a good place. And I think I'm able to sleep better at night because of it.
Yeah.
And he may not know me. I may never get to meet him. But if I do, I know what I would tell him. Thank you for taking me to the moon and back 3 different times. I could never repay someone for that.
Can't.
Getting into scores. This is a 4 or 5 easy.
You're not
Yep.
giving it a 5?
It's not a 5.
I will not give it a 5, actually.
Because Cudi is real enough.
I feel too biased to give him a 5, dude.
And on top
he
of
has
that,
to hit all the marks for me. Because he has such a high bar. High
some of
praise.
this was personal. And what I mean by that is that 0.5 represents the void of growth that I've created myself.
Okay.
Some of the songs no longer reach to me in a pit that I was.
It's good.
But I'm happy for that. I'm happy for him. And truly, I think it's the first time that I give something not a 5, but also say at the same time, I have
It
no
is a-
criticism for it, bro. It's a 5. It's a personal 5 for him because he's so happy. I would never take that from him. And I pray every day we get more Cudi and that he gets bigger and
It's
bigger
always
blessings.
a treat when we see him on featuring on something. Or
Yeah,
single.
exactly.
You go to
I'll-
4.5?
No, you know, I just thought about it in my head, and I take that back, bro. It's a 5. It has to be a 5. And I say this with all confidence because I gave Reason's album a 5,
Mm-hmm.
and
You
I
did.
can't give it a 5 after another week and take it back, because if I could take it back, I would, just to give this a 4 or 5. But this has to be a 5.
Yeah.
This
Emotionally
is-
for
this
the
is
journey.
amazing. It was a perfect landing. It was a perfect ending to the trilogy. It felt like this dude came back from the moon 3 times and doesn't want to go back.
brought gifts every
because
time.
He did everything he wanted to on the moon that he wanted to,
It's built.
and he fucking is. He's fine. He's happy.
He's home.
He's fine with it.
Yeah. He's finally back in Cleveland.
Yeah, I give this shit a 5, bro. I'm still spinning this after all the music that dropped today. We'll get to that real quick after this. New Music Friday is the shit now.
What about you, Jeff?
Give it a 5. I wasn't expecting this album.
Love
It was
that.
almost a surprise drop too for everyone.
Yeah, it's a 5.
I love that. I'm so heartwarmed as a fucking fan. Like,
You put it
hearing that.
because you literally. I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know it was something I didn't know I needed. Something I didn't. I'm sure a lot of people didn't realize they needed. I think that the execution was perfect. I think
God,
that
at the end of 2020, Cudi's a G.
And
for
at
that
2020?
shit, bro.
and keeping it under wraps.
I mean, being the rapper that raps for people that need healing at the end of 2020,
The whole world needs
the whole
us.
fucking world needs healing right now, and Cudi just gave it to us.
Yeah.
True.
5.
Amen.
I give it a 5. I would be a fucking asshole if I didn't.
Fuck, this is the
Man,
highest rating
this-
album we've ever had. Then
It-
between us.
Emotion. I think we might just all be Cudi stands, but I'm okay with that.
I don't give a fuck. I've been through the journey, and if you want to fucking crucify me for that,
Burn him.
catch a
Burn the
fucking
man with the
fade.
Cuddy shirt.
catch a fucking time machine and live in my shoes one
Bro, I'm
time.
so jealous of that shirt.
TV Ruse, man. 5.
Yo, this is our last episode of 2020, man. Can you believe it?
Bro, we made it.
We made it, and
That's fucking fucking nuts.
And we made this, and not just us, everyone in the Discord, everyone who listens to us, everyone who supports us, all the people. I mean, shit, I hate to go off top of the fucking name, but I mean the Devins, the Jessies, the Ashleys, the Leticias, the Chris's, my pop, the fucking Jasons, the fucking Lawrences, the fucking Cincos, the Sarahs, the fucking everyone who's out there riding for us right now. Y'all mean the fucking world to us. Everyone.
We'll give you $1 at the end of the journey.
Fucking June. And I know that we've been through shifts already. And now we're a three-headed dragon. But even down to the beginning core, man, I appreciate every step of this journey. Right. I love everyone that has given us a platform. I love everyone who gives us even 30 seconds of their fucking time to listen, even if it's only to turn it off. Thank you. Thank you for making my 2020 a year worth living and a year worth speaking. I never thought I would have such a therapeutic release every single Friday. And it's thanks to every person who comes here, who comes to support, who shows that music is more than just sound.
It's food.
It's food. It's the very gas that drives my soul. And thank you, Nick and Jeff. Thank you for coming together to make this perfect unity. I couldn't picture anything else I'd want to do.
I mean, I appreciate you both for asking me that one day. And up until this point, I mean, you've leveled me up, bro. I want to kiss you on your forehead right now, on your temple. But for real, man, I appreciate you, Jeff, man. I appreciate Soundsponge family. Anyone still listening in the Discord, we love you. I will be more active. I promise you. I will make more beats. I promise you. This is just the beginning. I promise you.
Yo, I just want to give my last suggestions of 2020. Yo, I'm glad the music cut. I do want to say Merry fucking Christmas to anybody out there. Happy New Year. And I'm going to be spending this next week chilling, dog. I'm going to be watching some Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm going to be listening to my album of the year, FKTG Deluxe Raw Oysters.
Derringer,
thank you. Conway, thank you. Everybody, thank you. And I don't got much else to say for the rest of the year, man. So how about y'all before we say goodbye?
Man, I'm on the same. That Conway album Deluxe dropped. Eminem Deluxe dropped. It's funny how they did it on the same day. I love it. I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be having a good Christmas, spending it with family, and just thinking about how to make this shit pop more. Soundsponge. Whip.
Yeah, just retooling. I find it a weird and fleeting moment in my life that this is the last episode of the year. That this next episode, I'm just going to be recapping it. So I don't know if I can really capture this moment right now. I'm going to just let it be. And hope you guys have a safe holidays. And I ride with y'all that ride with me. Love y'all, man.
And Jeff, just call him fam.
We fam. And with that, man, for the last time of 2020, thank you. Join us on January 1st for the Album of the Year talk. Soundsponge signing out. One last.